Well, now it's time for the end of the war between the land and the sea. And it's called The End of the War Between the Land and the Sea. Just chopping off the last few words. Here we go. Let's get it done.
Yes, indeed, everybody. Hello and welcome to Whose Views Reviews. And it is indeed part 5. Thank goodness. The last part of our reviews of the war between the land and the sea. And tell me, answers on a postcard, did you spot the actual war?
I think they found a missing episode. It's part 6 and the war's in that one.
Possibly could be.
God
Or I
help
did
us.
notice there was a disagreement over some ice cream at one point. I thought that was quite interesting. That was possibly the highlight of the entire series for me. But here we go, everybody. As you can see, I'm here with Kirsty, the lady of the chat, with Third Doctor Ian, with Emilio, and with Paul. We're all here to talk about this, whatever this was from last night. It's good to see you all in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Graham is saying to us straight away, guys, in the chat. Graham and Fear, what war?
Yeah. Should have been called the talk between land and sea or something like that.
Yeah,
Or the war between land.
Yeah.
Something
Hi,
like
Jodie.
that.
Jodie's just joined us as well, everybody. We've got Moondust9770-V2V. Gosh, you really test me, you lot, don't you, out there with these names? You test me. Hello, all. Hopefully, everyone okay. Well, I'm getting over it now, to be quite honest, Moondust. Honestly, after last night, it was only the one episode, and I felt like it was like 6. Honestly,
I nodded off twice, I'm telling you, honestly. Good God. Yeah.
We've got here as well Philip Tassini 6862. Hello to you. Good evening, JT and team. What the hell was that last episode? I nodded off through this, and all I remember when I caught it was Barclay and Salt and Kate's threats to someone. Right? Yeah, all that coming up in the show. You weren't on your own though, Paul. Anyway, look, somebody did. Other people.
The sleeping the best part is micro sleeps, unfortunately. I kept waking up and it was still on, you know. So. That's like a nightmare, honestly. Yeah.
Here with us saying, even in all, RIP to the Disney Who era. Yes, that's right, folks. And it all goes uphill from here.
Bye bye, Mickey. Bye bye.
It all goes up something, doesn't it? But I'm not sure it's signifying improvement. And when Jodie disappeared, I thought the master had appeared behind her there. And
oh, and listen to this. Matt's with us. Hello, Matt S3S19. He's saying, no joke, I have ordered fish and chips to arrive at 8 p.m. to celebrate the end of this. Gosh, well done, you. I hope it's arriving now. I hope it's arriving now by somebody reputable who hasn't been drinking your coffee or nicking your fish. Yeah.
I just hope it's not a blind date. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so.
Well, you loved that on Saturday night, didn't you? Oh, number 3, who are you and where'd you come from? I used to love that show. Classic. Matt's also saying to us here, everyone, and also why I have the floor. Salt says no chance of humans getting their tech. They have hidden it in the deepest part of the ocean. And then 2 seconds later, RTD offers them land in the deepest parts of the ocean. Yeah. That's because we're dealing with a very complacent writer and a very complacent production team, my friend. Let's face it. It's good to see you.
Obviously, no one proofreads these scripts, do they? They just hand them and get on with it, and they don't cut anything at all because they're not allowed to.
Exactly.
Or they can't question anything.
Yeah. It's great to see you all. Just to point out as well that, of course, it is. We're broadcasting live on Monday, the 22nd of December. So this, in effect, is our Christmas show. So stay with us, because God knows what could happen on this show. I tell you, it is live. You never know what could happen on this one.
Thank God for that. I thought it was overdressed, JT. I'm just checking.
I know. I'm wearing it at Easter. Matt N. Spiel is with us saying, Aquakind were going to piss off their Silurian cousins if they went ahead and flooded the land. Oh, that was true. That was very true.
Obviously, they've fallen out, haven't they? That's the thing. You know what cousins are like, you know?
Well, we've got a lovely super chat here from John Keeley. Thank you, the John Keeley. Good evening to the panel and chat, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas to you and yours as well, John.
Cheers, John.
Merry Christmas. And Digby Strawbridge, thank you for your super chat. Goodness me, RTD flunked the ending? Surely not. Happy Yuletide. I'm off to sacrifice the mince pie. Well,
very good.
I think kinky. And also thank you to Mark Greaves for your super chat. Hi, everyone. Let's put this into context. I do love a bit of context. I've sat through Plan 9 from Outer Space, Five-Headed Shark Attack, and the Sex and the City movie, and I'm still so shy for these yeah. Sex and the City movie there as well. Mark, you poor thing. Did you watch the second one? Yeah, but yeah, thanks for that.
Sorry, that was me. Sorry.
For a minute, I thought I just.
I'm going to get a guitar solo, Jodie.
Oh, I thought I'd pressed the button. Funky1463 saying to us, after this, whatever it was, RTD shouldn't be allowed near a TV budget of any size without at least 2 independent script editors. Funky, just don't let him near television scripts again. It's about time he just disappeared. He is overrated. He cannot write science fiction, as he proved with the god-awful Gatwa era of Doctor Who, and with the 5 hours we've just sat through on this, of which we are not getting back. And last night was just... bleh, wasn't it? It's exactly what we expected.
He's just washed up, isn't he? He's just washed up. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Oh no, the Cloister Bells are John. Yeah, we're not that bad yet. Don't worry. Jess is with us as well. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Those who write that kind of trash actually do us decent quality writers a favour. So thank you to that bunch of what's that? Monsters? Is it what's it? I don't know what that is.
Other Chris are available.
Let's just say it's symbolic of knobheads, because I think that's what Jess means.
Oh, I see. Jason G's with us as well, guys, saying 2 words to describe all the Doctor Who and the war between the land and the sea, and RTD, mind diarrhea. It really was, wasn't it? I like this one from Stephen O'Neill as well, guys. There was probably more action and excitement in the Larry Grayson's Generation Green Christmas special from 1979, which was on BBC4, than the shite I sat through last night. You know what I love about this channel? Our Who viewers say it as it is. It's good to see you. Good to see you all. And Lex is with us saying, RTD, what surprise post-credit, awful, boring stuff, RTD, time for you to leave television. Well, I totally agree. It comes to something when you say to your audience, what's left of it, please stay to the very end. Please stay to the very end. I've written a special scene.
It was so worth the wait as well, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
I was gripped. I was gripped.
Yeah, so was I, yeah.
Great acting.
Superb acting.
Yeah, with the water pistol. Yeah, it was fantastic. Listen, in case you're wondering, there will be a lot of spoilers in this, and we don't care. Let's get straight into this by actually looking at the result of the ratings game, everybody, from when we last did the show, which was whenever it was. When was it?
Thursday, wasn't it?
Thursday.
Monday.
Well, it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Monday today.
Monday today.
Thursday was a lot. Yeah.
So here we go. So, The War Between the Land and the Sea, Part 5, which was broadcast on BBC One last night at the back of 8 o'clock, right? Live, as you all know. It was there, ready. Yes, on BBC One, the flagship channel, apparently, of the United Kingdom. That makes me laugh as well these days. I tell you, it's not what it was, is it? Have you seen the Christmas schedule? No. It's absolutely bloody awful. But anyway, yes, it got 1.79 million overnights, everybody. That's what the end of the war, did you stop the war? That's what it got last night. 1.79 million. Now, just to put this in context before we see who won the ratings game from the other night, I've got everything else from the day. Are you ready for this, guys? Country File got 2.50 million. Celebrity Escape to the Country, I've no idea, got 2.23 million. Antiques Roadshow got 3.07 million. Then The War Between got 1.79 million, as I was saying. And then the Beyond Paradise Christmas Special got 2.69 million. So even though there are various alleged fans going about saying how successful this was, let me please tell you very, very clearly in my British way, no, it wasn't. It was a major flop. Bloody idiots.
To be fair, there was more than I thought there would be.
Well, we'll come to that in a minute. We've got also on ITV, the chase bloopers, which is not what you might think. It's actually things that went wrong while they were recording the shows. But that got
can I just check? That's the Chase game show, not the Hartnell story. Just checking. Okay.
Yes,
Because there's lots of bloopers in that, but they kept them in, I think.
With Bradley Walsh hosting that one. That got 1.94 million. And then the Royal Variety performance got 3.36. So there we go. In context for you, the war between the final episode 5, got 1.79, was the least watched on the night on the 2 channels. Let's go and see what happened with the ratings game. You can tell that Paul predicted that the show would get 1.5. Kirsty said 1.6. Jody went 1.4, but look who was the nearest. It was me with 1.7. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with myself. Thank you.
Do we have to send our pencils back to you now then? Is that how that works?
Well, no, because, Paul, don't forget, I didn't get it spot on, so I don't get anything, do I? Because it was 1.79, the actual, and I said 1.7, so therefore, I don't get a thing. So let's see what I could have won, everybody. Yeah, I could have won this. Yes, direct from 1979, a lovely push lawnmower, which I'm gutted at having to send back. So there we go. That's what I could have won. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All I would have needed was a handsome hunk to push it because I can't manage in my current state anyway. But anyway, but there you go.
Well, you don't make cutting the grass in December anyway. That's the wrong season. You don't.
It is, yeah. But no, sorry about that. Off it goes. Uncle Sydney, send it back because I didn't win it. Might give myself a pencil though. Anyway, that was that 1.79. Are we surprised?
No.
No.
I'm surprised it wasn't 1.5. To be fair.
What was it 2.8 with the first episode, if I remember correctly? So they've effectively lost just over 1 million viewers in the space of what 3 weeks, and so that's over a third of the audience and that started watching didn't have the appetite to finish watching it, which is a large chunk of viewers that they've lost. So yeah, I think that says a lot. Yeah,
it does. I mean, you know, it's just like with Doctor Who, alleged Doctor Who with Gatwa. It's shed viewers. Actually, that started, let's face it, with the Chibnall era, and it started. I mean, the whole thing now, because it hasn't been handled. This is my opinion, obviously, because it hasn't been handled with care, because it hasn't been handled with finesse, with thought, with love. And it's just been thrown out there for years now. The general public have decided we're not interested and they've moved on to what? I don't know. Antiques Roadshow by the look of it. So that's where they're at. Lex, thank you for your super chat. They renamed it Fish and Chips. I knew it that way. I knew if they went to Aquaman and Black Panther 2 route, no more original ideas, go away, RTD. And Z Deadly Potatoes with us saying, morning all. So 5 episodes of Dreke. Oh, by the way, I've heard there is going to be a special edition Steelbook Blu-ray DVD to release of RTD's Folly with special features. Yeah, we talked about that in our last show. It's available to pre-order now if you're interested.
No, I'm not interested. Thank you.
No.
The deluxe edition will probably have a kipper strapped to the back for extra sensory overload. I think, JT, as well, I think we missed a super chat from PTA.
Yes, PTA, thank you so much for your super chat. Have you got it there, Ian?
Yeah, don't drop a plastic bottle, you'll get shot. No teaser at the end of the show as RTD promised. I think that was probably it, PTA, actually.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, unfortunately. That's so exciting it was, eh? I've got it here. There it is. Thank you, PTA, for that one. Yeah, I mean, God, I suppose we'll get to that because it was just... But come on, that's where we're heading in Britain.
Well, I think it says more about the ideology that Russell and Pete McTee believe in. That if you don't believe in climate change or you don't follow their way of doing things, you deserve to be shot, basically. So. Yeah, I mean, it just says a lot about that. It says more about them as people than anything. So yeah, quite. To be honest, I just sat there and laughed. I thought absolutely hilarious. I thought brilliant.
Nobody mentioned dogs. Sorry, Mila. Nobody mentioned dogs. Nobody talk about dogs. Let's not go there with the dogs. I've just heard a dog. Please be careful. Like spoilers coming up if you're a dog lover. Woof, woof, woof. We're going there in a second. Hello to Cat GPTVN8GZ. I'm sure you're not a doggy lover. You would have loved it last night, wouldn't you? It felt like all the important, interesting plot stuff for me was skipped over and hand waved away in favor of the unconvincing romantic mush. You are totally right. The whole thing about this, and it's like, you know, we've predicted certain things on this show over the last few weeks, and we got it right. What happens to Barclay? Predictable. The fact that there was only one way they could go with this alleged war. Predictable. The fact that the romance, I mean, I nearly came onto the show to say, welcome to our review of The Shape of the Water. That's all it was. It was just an excuse for them to try their hand at a romance. And why they chose this, it just happens, they just happen to be attached to Doctor Who, don't they? Oh, we'll just throw it in there. And aren't we clever? It was bloody awful. All right, guys, so let's have a start with this. What was that beginning about? Please explain the beginning to me. Woof, shut up.
Well, I just say, practically speaking, all the dogs run out of the home, but it's like, how did they do that? People don't, the owner would have to open the door to let them out anyway in the first place. So I was just thinking that's just so unrealistic.
As a dog lover known myself, I think the fact that they let them out like that so easily, they should be reprimanded, the parents of those dogs. Okay, so they should have the door shut at least, or the gate shut.
They should be shot, Paul.
That's how animal gets killed, you know, if you leave the gate open and run to the street, you know.
How did they manage to get those dogs running so fast? They were bloody fast, those dogs, weren't they? I mean, did they all have some win-a-lot or something at the end of the street?
They didn't say no dogs were harmed in the making of this show. Hope they weren't harmed. I'm very annoyed if they were.
Well, no, they were eaten. It was
that's a fiction though, not in real life though.
Oh, I see. Right, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
It was rubbish, though, wasn't it? It was a rubbish concept. It was stupid, just designed to make a point, to say, look, this is us doing it to you. And yet, to be quite honest, I mean, as a dog owner, and sometimes they can be really daft, you know, but I don't think dogs are really predisposed to running straight into nets. You know, they would tend to either stop and back off or jump, you know, and there's probably a few of those aqua kind that would be losing a few fish balls by that point, because there'd be some dogs that would absolutely plant themselves either groin or throat, and quite rightly so. But it was just a stupid concept written by an absolute bellend, to be quite honest, in my opinion.
The only thing about it that was good, it made the sea devils appear to be monstrous, which is the most exciting part of the drama. They appear to be monsters at least, because eating dogs is horrendous, you know, which is a wonderful way of making them evil. But I would rather it wasn't at all, because I lost my dog about a fortnight ago, so it's been quite upsetting for me. So that was awful for that, to be fair.
Yeah. I'll be honest, if I wasn't watching it for this, I'd have turned off at that point, because I'm just like, that's so lazy and just.
Isn't that number one with writing anyway? You don't write a mess about hurting kids and animals. Is that not just rule number one?
Yeah.
But I guess he did the children and Children of Earth, right? So he's just basically going.
Yes.
And this should be called The Dogs of Earth, which is an interesting title. Open to interpretation as well, obviously.
You could have had the Sea Devils, I suppose. Oh, sorry, Homo Aqua. You could have had them abusing children instead, but it would have been a little bit too close to the BBC, really, wouldn't it? So that's probably why they avoided that.
Yes, absolutely. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, PTA, thank you for your super chat. Didn't they say eating dogs was racist? Yes, they did. There was a line in there. Yeah, there was a line in there that says this was racist. And I've been taken out of this episode by that point anyway, thinking this is bloody ridiculous. Since when did the sea devils eat meat? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I suppose in the context it could be, because they are supposed to be reptilians. They've come across as fish in this. Yeah, but they're supposed to be reptiles, aren't they? Come on.
They're willing to be vegetarian, aren't they, to be honest?
Yeah.
Lady of the Chat couldn't give two flying hoots about this or Doctor Who anymore. But when I was watching it in the background and he heard that about the Vietnamese minister saying about dogs, his eyes nearly popped out of his head, because he was like, come on. That's just asking for trouble.
Well, some things you shouldn't be talking about, really, should you? And there's a lot of you in the chat educating me on this particular one here, because a lot of you are saying it was done to get at Trump, because Trump said something Donald Trump said Sky is Blue said somebody was eating the dogs.
Yeah. Well, these are illegal immigrants in the States, allegedly, or something like that. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dogs and cats, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've seen video here of people taking swans and things like that.
We have,
so I think it was
geese
attached onto that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's shocking, really. Oh, I see. But of course, they wouldn't get that. They wouldn't understand it, would they?
There's someone said in the chat, certain cultures do eat dogs, and it's fairly normal in their culture. And the same way we eat chickens and cows and stuff. So,
it was designed to shock, though, wasn't it? That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all RTD in his whatever you want to call it, in his state, put that in. I mean, he must have thought this is a really strong opener. It's marvelous. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. It's going to be fabulous. And it wasn't really. In fact, Who viewers, I nearly went with this thumbnail.
You may tell Who let the dogs out, I think,
Yeah. But I decided not to. Yeah. But it was I didn't get it. I'm sorry, I just didn't get that at all, because it had no bearing on the story.
No.
Excuse me. It led to another very boring scene between Ambassador Tide and whatever his name was, the human one, in that god-awful room. It got a bit like a Trial of a Time Lord in 1986, where you get the courtroom continually. And it gets tiring. By this episode, guys, I was fed up with that bloody room. I was glad when it was flooded at the end of it. How that happens, I've no idea. But we've got this whole thing about you ate our dogs. And then the human thing goes on saying, but there are pets, they're domesticated. And then Ty comes back and says, you eat our fish.
They're
Fish
our
are
family.
our family.
Yeah.
So
Fish
what does that mean? Sorry?
It just made me think of the Nemo quote, fish are friends, not food.
Yeah.
What about fish that eat other fish? What about sharks that eat other fish?
Yeah.
How do they reconcile that? Do they see that as civil war? I don't know. Do they just take a great white to one side and talk to it sternly? How do they deal with shit like that? Or has he not thought that? Well, I know the answer. He hasn't thought that far.
Anything through.
Nah.
No.
It just came over as being made up at the last minute. In all honesty, it read like a P7 had written a story.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, really? You're going
It's
to
all
go
highly illogical and just nonsense, isn't it? It's
Written with a crayon as well. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't have anything to do now, so I'll do this. Oh gosh, it's gonna. Oh, I'll do that. It didn't have cohesion at any point.
No.
But that's Russell's right. It has been like that since the New Who. Like he will big up the episode before it wraps up, and it's got something. But in the finale, he always blue balls it. It's like, and this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. So it's really, he's nailing the coffin to him, because he is just showing that he is a hack, that he can't even do not just Doctor Who, but on a branch away from it as well. He's really just going to stick to tiptoe and his other things that he's doing, because he can't write like this anymore, and he needs just to submit it.
I think it's ultimately laziness. I think the writing it's been lazy since in R2D2 era. You're right, Kirsty. In R2D1 era, he did have the Deus Ex Machina, thing, but because he had actually taken the time to build it up correctly, it was slightly disappointing, but you could kind of forgive it back then, and also the stories were much more logical and easy to follow and just understandable. But now it's just lazy writing. He doesn't want to bother going through thinking about it did logical, that did make sense. It just, as Jodie said, oh, this sounds great, I'll put that on the page. Oh, I'll just throw one liner here to explain it.
He called this the end of the war. What war?
Yeah, what war?
Did I miss the war? Was that one of the points where I was scrolling through my phone and getting into trouble for it because I was so bored? I think why did they have spears? Spears are surely to kill fish to eat. Yeah. Or were they for the war that didn't happen? So what was the point?
Yeah.
Also, there's stuff that sorry, Paul.
I was going to say, carry on.
I was just going to say that there's stuff that he introduced, for example, the whole thing that they could turn water and rust and basically destroy the cities. And by the way, if you meet the third ambassador, you won't want to meet them. But did that get any payoff in this episode or anything follow up? No. Yeah. So it's just even
what did
that.
Though, Emilio? What did over the last 4 episodes get paid? We still weren't told why Salt managed to change for a little while into a male.
No,
that's one big thing. I'd quite like to know how that happened. We didn't get anything to do with development of Barclay, really,
or Tide.
No.
Or Tide. What a waste of a character. Had he come into it earlier, I think it would have been a lot more dramatic.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing, he was after the human race. Let's face it.
Well, he was giving a real Doctor Who alien performance, which is really good. I did like that part of it.
That could be because apparently he has been in it before.
Yes, he was in one of Jodie's episodes, but that means nothing. But he did. He wasn't that. But he was much more like a traditional kind of alien performance, if you know what I mean. Which is quite convincing, quite good, quite strong. But he should have led the war. That should have been what happened with the war in this episode, because we jumped from that happening and then we got this virus thing with all them being wiped out apart from a few. So that was a reference to COVID a bit, wasn't it? Kind of thing about who was immune, who wasn't, kind of thing, wasn't it? So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a friend of mine said to me today, the virus thing nicked from the Silurians, from Doctor Who and the Silurians, and twisted round. So it was the other way. So, tying in with your points, Emilio, no originality again from these people. It's just lifting those little bits.
You wouldn't actually mind, though, if it was a good story.
Exactly.
I actually wouldn't care, because most things aren't original. But it was just done so shoddily.
And I found as well, Joe, that as I was watching this crap in the last part, it still didn't know what it wanted to be.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's all over. It's all over the place. I think the thing that annoyed me, or not annoyed me the most, but it did annoy me throughout this whole series, is that you got characters telling you about the threat. There's no actual showing of a threat. So melting the polar ice caps and all of this, there's no exploration. I mean, that's a whole idea in itself, right? Melting the polar ice cap. Are you going to visually show us that? Are you going to show us the impact of that on humanity, on different populations? Are you going to spend time on that? No, we'll just mention it. We'll tell you it. We won't show you. And that's the whole issue with this whole series. It's all been tell, don't show, and it's just been stuck in that bloody courtroom. Boring. Gosh. Yeah. I mean, it felt like attending a university lecture on climate change by a madman who nobody could understand, basically.
You know why that is? Because it was. Martin Spiel, thank you so much for your super chat there. Fish means friends in soggy homes. Thank you for that. And we've got from Mark Greaves, thank you for your super chat. Does that mean they thought yours was a documentary? Well, it was, wasn't it? Scared me for years. Absolutely. I'll never get me in the water because of that documentary. No, Mark, you won't. And G. Gray. Hello, mate. How are you? Good to see you. I wanted to give this a chance, but it was a load of old horse shite. Can you believe they've asked RTD back for the 2026 Xmas special? All shake your heads, everybody. But yes, we can, because we knew it was going to happen. Do they have a death wish for Doctor Who? It certainly seems that way, doesn't it? It certainly seems that. If they are not looking at these overnights, which they won't be because they're pretentious, and they're going, oh, we've got the best writer ever coming back for Christmas, which will be what next year is full of. Oh, we've got RTD. Oh, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be marvelous. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be wonderful. We can predict already. What, 2 million next Christmas? maybe 2.3.
Depends
I'm
when
not
they put it
committing
on,
at this early
doesn't it?
stage, okay? So
Depends when they put it on, though,
there is
doesn't
the
it?
argument that he's coming back just to clean up his own mess. But the thing is, he can't even clean up his own mess. So why would you let him back?
It's nothing to do with anything like that. I don't know where that sort of speculation has come from, but we said back at the beginning of the year, as we were coming off the Gatwa specials, we knew on this channel, and we said on this channel, that we had heard that BBC Studios, with whatever was going to happen with Disney, and at that point, they knew Disney was walking, let's face it, but they were desperate to have RTD attached to future versions of Doctor Who and any other spin-offs that come along. Big mistake, as we've said on this channel many times. You have to let him go. Get rid after the Christmas special. Bring a new team in, either next year or the year after. A new, fresh team who understand this little thing called science fiction. And get rid of all this nonsense. The Carcass is with us. Hello, mate. RTD always leaves plot holes. Yep. What happened to Rose, Stephen O'Neill?
Yeah.
There was too much of all this, wasn't there? There was all these things set up as ever and never, ever, 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 ever followed up.
They didn't even show us any of the sort of like Sea Devil, Aqua, whatever, tech. We didn't even get to see that. That's sort of basic sci-fi. That's what you do to please your audience.
And they could have showed more of, we had these lovely shots of the Sea Devils floating in the water, which was quite, I think, although it's been seen before, it looked quite good, but they had no build up to that, really. It just happened all of a sudden. They could have seen them under the water, suffering from the after effects of the virus, etc., and had a bit more fun with that, but they didn't.
Can you, if you think back to 1970, when Doctor Who had a proper production team, that entire captivating 5 or 10 minutes where you saw the virus from the Silurians taking hold, where you saw people at the train station collapsing en masse, and people chasing the guy through London streets to try and get him and everything. That was, even now, that's gripping television.
It's superb.
And they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it 55 years later and millions of pounds more to spend, and they couldn't do it at all. They fluffed it. And that's unforgivable.
You're not thinking it's because basically what they're doing now is these people call themselves writers, but they're not. They're actually hacks, because they're going from one scene to another scene. And as Jodie says, it's incoherent. There's nothing that ties it up. They're not thinking about the bigger picture of what the story is and how to get from A to B to C. They prefer to go all over the shop, don't they? And then
I think they just do scenes. They just do scenes. They try and make things that people are going to remember. This happened, that happened, that happened. But like as everybody said, it's not coherent. I think if RTD did something that was coherent, the Shocky would probably soil himself. He just doesn't
I think we all would, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, probably. But he just doesn't do it. He can't do it. I don't think he's got the skill.
He did do it though in the past. So that's funny. This is two.
But he had oversight, didn't he?
He had the that kind of world that he created with all the characters of Sarah Jane and Mickey. It all, if you want the journeys, it all kind of follows through each season up until season 4. Daleks, and even the Dalek story is cohesive in terms of what happened. There's an effect. So when I was a kid growing up, it felt like a world. It felt like there was real care in terms of how characters kind of intertwined and how the stories interacted together. But that's because he, at that point in time, he had to do it because, well, he wasn't the name that he was after that success with Doctor Who, but he knew that Doctor Who had to succeed. He's already done that in the first era, and so now he doesn't need to prove. He feels he don't need to prove anything. He's got an ego which is so huge that he just doesn't need to bother. And I think that's just the mentality. It's not that he can't do it. He's shown that he can do it if he actually puts his time and effort into it. But he doesn't want to put the effort in again. Yeah. Also, his age as well, right? If you're 65, you're not going to have, you're not in the right stage of life to bring that energy.
That's why I think Emilio is grasping.
Well, life doesn't end at 65, though. Let's be honest. To be fair, but.
Well, I totally agree with what Emilio was saying there. I think he just can't be asked because there's no love anymore. He goes onto these things like the One Show or goes and speaks to the media like the Radio Times and stuff like this, and he's always blah 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 blah, isn't he? But it's not in the work. The selling is very good from him, but it's not in his work at all because it's incoherent and it's messy and sloppy. And as this thing has proved, as the Gatwa era proved, it's rubbish. Stephen Braddock is also pointing out to us here, what happened to the threat of salt entering the water? How was she suddenly the ambassador again when she was the pariah? Exactly. Yeah. And I suppose you're supposed to think, Stephen, because half the race, including, I assume, Tide, was wiped out by the virus. I'm still confused as to where that virus came from. Is that the thing they injected into Barclay?
I think that's the assumption, yes.
Well, remember, was it part 1 or part 2? They took the DNA from the samples of the sea devil stuff that they had. I think it must have come from that, and then they manufactured the disease based on the DNA of them, then injected it into Barclay, didn't they? Yeah.
I'm struggling with it from the point of view, just even from like I don't know, science. How did you make a virus that just targeted the sea devils and the Homo aqua? They're different. They're very different.
Totally different. Yeah.
That didn't make sense to me at all. I was just like, and also, how do you make a virus that wipes out people simultaneously like that across the ocean? Even if that were a thing, that's just weird. That doesn't happen.
And did he just pass it on by breathing into the water, doing that kind of Tarzan call to get Salt to come and visit him? Or was it when he kissed her? I mean, what?
I don't think they're keen enough to know.
Yeah.
It was also disjointed. There were so many plot lines that never got resolved, never got tied up, left open. You could argue it's for a second series, but who would want one?
Well, he's confirmed there will not be a second series. That's it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And
they don't have the money now, do they?
Yeah, I think there's some missed opportunities as well, because I think if you're going to go down the love story route, which I'm not a fan of, but if you're going to go down that route, why would, as you say, why would Salt kind of reclaim her authority? But you could have had a whole, story or a plot line around the sea devil's reaction to a sea devil falling in love with a human being and not liking it, and go. You could go into that and explore that, internal conflict within the sea devil camp, but they don't even. You don't get that on screen.
It's like he doesn't know what it is anymore, because Torchwood never went down that road.
Yeah,
whether you liked it or not, it was a science fiction show.
Yeah, yeah.
It never went down the road of being like, oh, I'm actually going to try and do Pride and Prejudice in the sea.
Yeah. Well, if we go back to when they were launching the Tennant and Tate alleged 60th anniversary specials, which were awful, let's face it. Remember, he said there he wanted it to be more fantasy now. Yeah. So all this was done production-wise, more or less at the same time. He's putting all this together at the same time. This is what came out on this, and this is why I think they have this thing against science fiction, I think, this current production team in RTD, because it might frighten young people, and that's what they don't want to do. Being that far left, they don't want to do that, do they?
Are they not watching what young people watch? Because they're not watching this.
No. Well, when Buffy's rebooted and relaunched, they'll change their mind, because that will go after scaring the kids with all its demons and stuff like that, won't it? When Buffy comes back.
Well, all I can say is that's what my daughter's looking forward to. And her actual comment was she didn't see much of this because she just kept looking at it and sort of like, oh. She just said, why can't they just bring monsters back? It was more fun then.
It really was. And I think this could have been much more fun if they thought the plot, like, got rid of the romance. I didn't believe in that romance.
No.
Yeah.
It was so obvious that's what they were going for. And it was just crap. Can I just read this out from PTA, who's put the super chat for us? Mal Young kept RTD in reign. Now he's too big for his boots. Narcissist and believes his own bullshit. Mal Young, what a great job he must have done, or did do rather, on series 1 back in 2004 for 2005. JWC Reviews post saying to us, they gave it to Barclay, who passed it on with a kiss. Betrayed Salt like Judas betrayed Jesus. Hack nonsense.
Right.
Okay. I wondered how they. I wondered.
Even then, the fact that she just automatically believed, like, again, if you even within his own story logic, it would have been more dramatic if he had basically got that Salt had basically thought that he had betrayed her, and basically create drama out of that. But he didn't even do that. So it's like, again, you had opportunities even within the shit story you create. Sorry, my language. Crap story you created to create more drama, and he didn't even do that. He chose the boring, predictable option, which is I'll still believe him because they're in love. Oh, great, yeah, thanks.
It was nonsense. Hugh Janus for a super chat is saying to us here, Barclay Salt don't ever work out. He was walking WMD that delivered a genocide. I mean, the fact is, RTD actually pointed out. Really, there was a line in the one of the scenes where somebody says to Barclay, "You're the most famous man in the world," and he gets back, "Yeah, but no one knows what to do with me." Now that included the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah. How ironic was that? Because I remember thinking there's just an admission of guilt there because we don't know what to do with him either.
But also, they make the point that he can't get out. Like basically, if he can never have a normal life, right? He's stuck in a hotel room, etc. Because everyone's going to go out and get him. But yet he can obviously he gets out through the camera thing, and he's able to go and drive down to the beach. But you just told him that he can't even leave the hotel because everyone's going to be at him. I know he's leaving at early hours or whatever. But again, you just defeated the point you just tried to make within your own episode.
Yeah, now that's another point. I've got that here. He's put into this hotel room. He's got the entire hotel to himself. He's got this reputation now of being a traitor to the human race because that's just typical, isn't it? Just typical of what would happen, please. But then you've got this whole thing about he leaves every night unnoticed with nobody outside the hotel. Have you seen what's going on with all these nutters around Britain right now? They're out buildings 24 hours a day with their stupid flags and the placards. They would be outside this hotel as well. There's no way he'd be able to get into a very swish car every night. It's totally unbelievable. Cute Pyro is saying for a super chat, guys, let's forget this Who crap and let's go watch Wurzel Gummidge, a better show, even though poor late John Pertwee, they need to make shows like the old Doctor Who. Yeah.
Well, I went back and watched season 7 this week just to cheer myself up, and I feel a lot better for it.
Good man.
Yeah, when you got to Doctor Who and the Silurians, though. Imagine yourself how good that was, and comparing it to this. It is amazing, though, that isn't two stories that were made in the 1970s on 20 pence are far superior to this thing we got with millions ploughed into it, allegedly. For an alleged modern day audience, a minority audience, 1.79 overnights on BBC One last night, the lowest out of the BBC's output on the Sunday night. Absolutely.
Didn't the Sea Devils get about 10 times that rating?
It depends which one you look at, but on each time it was repeated, yeah.
Well, I think the original time, though, Pertwee of that era was getting about 10 million, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. When he went down to the beach, because obviously they showed him doing it several times. There was lots of things that were very repetitive, like they showed him doing that several times, just like you saw them walking into that meeting room several times and standing in front of the tank. But when he was doing the beach thing and running into the water, it reminded me of the start of the original run of Reginald Perrin, when Leonard Rossiter would run down to the beach and strip his clothes off and then just run in. I thought that was all I could think of. I've never really associated Sea Devils and Reginald Perrin, but I have now.
I really thought when he tried to contact Salt by kind of shouting in the water or making a call in the water was ridiculous, wasn't it? Just really silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just shouting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sound doesn't really travel in water, does it? I mean, Jodie, you're a science gal. It doesn't, does it?
Not the way that they were trying to portray there. No.
I mean, if the fish people pick up like sonar, then he's not got the power to do that, has he? Let's be honest. It's like,
and how come only Salt would have heard him?
Yeah.
Tide should have been there immediately to grab him and drown him, shouldn't they?
That would have been exciting.
That
would have been some drama in a show that's Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Sadeko24 with us. Hello, mate. I was okay with the virus resolution. It was the logical conclusion and actually felt tragic, unlike, what's that, WOTD?
Warriors of the Deep.
Thank you. But RTD didn't stop there. Barclay and Salt should have remained tragically separated. I get what you're saying there, mate. But for me, I don't think the virus resolution was done properly because it just appeared.
Yeah, it was rushed.
All these bodies are floating around. What's happening? And it was, again, just to get them out, just to explain how the Homoak or the Sea Devils, whatever you want to call them, had been dispensed so they could get to the romance. That's what it was. This was an excuse for them to write a romance. If they wanted to write a romance, they should have buggered off to Channel 4 and written something different without putting it, in my opinion, in the world of Doctor Who. It just didn't sat for me.
I'm going to say the one. Sorry, Kirsty. It was just to quickly say that I didn't like the fact that they made the Sea Devils humanoid.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
So that annoyed me right from the off, and the only reason they did that was to get the romance in, to shoehorn that romance.
Yeah.
I would have loved what I was wanting the ending, that it was going to be like a Romeo and Juliet style thing and be tragic, and he thinks that she's dead, or has been told that she's dead, and he sacrifices himself somehow, and they both end up dead, and they all dead. That'd be amazing.
But the trouble is, Kirsty, no one cares about the characters to care about them dying at the end. That's the problem. You know, it'd be nice and dramatic, but who cares? You know,
it would have afforded Barclay another opportunity to cry, because that it is necessary that your lead man cries at every available opportunity.
Yeah. They're obsessed.
Not very convincingly either. Yeah,
I thought the virus was meant to be to show that you had the humans on one hand secretly behind the scene planning the virus out, and then on the other hand they say that the Sea Devils were obviously planning their thing with the polar ice caps or whatever they were trying to do, and they're trying to show that both sides were trying to do underhand tactics, right, to get rid of the other. They were never really interested in really kind of negotiating or whatever. But the thing is, the whole series spent its time painting the humans as bad and the Sea Devil, because of their pollution message, is basically good. They didn't really paint the Sea Devils as actual monsters or villainous. So I can argue the dogs thing. So it just didn't even make any sense logically there, that you're trying to make the point that they're both as bad as each other, but you want to spend your whole series painting one side as bad and one side as good. And even at the end, that's how it painted. It painted as Sea Devils good because they don't want you polluting the water, and humans are terrible people. We destroy our oceans. Honestly, it's nihilism. That's all it is.
I thought the whole episode was just self-flagellation. It was just.
Oh God, yeah.
We actually predicted that that's what they would do to the human race back in our preview show.
Yeah.
Whenever that was, we said they're going to make it out the human race to be bad, and that certainly came across in the final ridiculous scene as well. Let's go to the chat for a second, guys. We've got Cat GPT. Let's be fair though, we can't argue that all the people that enjoyed it did enjoy it. Inexplicable to us, but there it is. Not many though, Cat. And I want to know as well, how many of them from the BBC's social media were able to see this show when they're out of the UK?
Yes.
How does that work? Because if you go on some of the Facebook posts especially, you can see people around the world saying, this was brilliant, this was fantastic, or well, congratulations. And I just think, I get back to them and I think, how did you see this?
Yeah.
Don't get any answers yet. Jack Rabbit's with us. Hello, Jack. How are you, mate? Classic Who is still a good show, but I've seen it that many times, it's gone off for me. Oh, that's sad. Don't let it, because it's still superior to anything we're getting today. Absolutely. And just fantastic stuff. JWC Reviews, they were letting him do it to Contact Salt. They were letting him to do it, though, to Contact Salt. Yeah, it was part of their plan, wasn't it, from these people, the Severance, who set this up.
Because that bit when they did, they all kind of they drugged him, then they injected him, was all a bit ridiculous, wasn't it? It was just,
I thought so.
Yeah. Woodhouse 122 saying, and the guy who did the music can F off after making Bowie's Heroes into such a that was such an insult. What was that? And this is one of those things they were talking about for the soundtrack CD. This version of Bowie's Heroes is fantastic. They're so up themselves, aren't they?
Yeah,
they really are.
You've really got to be very careful if you're going to remake something like somebody like Bowie. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
When they did Mummy on the Orient Express, that version of Don't Stop Me Now was very good. It was done nicely, if you remember.
I like that.
Girl.
I like that.
They did that really well. But it's amazing, isn't it? For something like this, they unnecessarily shove in some Bowie. And yet, when they do an episode actually based on and featuring the Beatles, they don't put any bloody Beatles music in. I mean, what the hell? Seriously.
They probably spent on the Bowie copyright, I'd imagine.
Yeah, possibly.
It shows you that the Beatles costs more than Bowie does, or Queen. And they weren't going to pay whatever they were asking for the Beatles. This makes Time Flight look good, says the Carcass. Doesn't it? Can't wait to watch Time Flight again and the Twin Dilemma. I'm going to love it, every minute of it. And Carl Gibson, nice to see you. Welcome to Who's Views. Some things don't change. Early TV work involved RTD and a kids show called Why Don't You Switch Off Your Television Set and Go Out and Do Something Less Boring instead. It certainly does. Don't mention the dogs. It certainly did, but the audience did. They did all over for this series, just like the Gatwick series. They switched it off, sending a massive message to the BBC Studios, and to the RTD crew at Bad Wolf. We don't like your show. You've alienated the majority of the fan base, and you've alienated the British public, and you think there's no problem? Yeah. You are insane. You are insane. What else we got here? Good to see you all.
It's good to see Carl, by the way. Carl from who I met at the convention in Liverpool. Good to see you, Carl.
Nice. Okay, hello, Carl. Andy likes Stuffed Channel says, how many times do characters cry in Moffat compared to RTD? I never cried watching Classic Who, and I was a kid. It was this whole thing, wasn't it, Andy, about RTD wanting to make the Doctor in Doctor Who, Gatwa's version, more human.
It's wrong to say that the Classic Who wasn't emotional, though. There were emotional moments in it.
Yes, there were.
Not in the same way as you have them now, though.
No, but it's completely wrong to make him more human when he's not human. And it spoils the whole premise.
Yeah. But I've also come to the conclusion now, because of what they did to Barclay, it's also about demasculating men. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a man being masculine. In fact, as a gay man, that's what I quite like some men about, their masculinity. So this is RTD. Why is he doing that? He's jumping on this bandwagon, isn't he, of toxic masculinity by making them a bit more of a wuss, quite frankly. And that's the whole problem with Barclay. He was so unbelievable. He really was. I mean, the whole bit there where he gets to meet his estranged, or his ex, as I should say she is, and his daughter, and he's wimping on at her about, oh, I understand what you did. I understand, it's all right. I'd have knocked her for 6. I didn't understand. Why did she betray him? Why did she phone the army or unit, or whichever one it was, and say, oh, my dad's going to be meeting blah, blah, blah. No, I wouldn't have understood or forgiven her.
I'm going to be honest, though, as well. Okay, he was crying, right? Mm-hmm. He, at the end, abandoned his child, whatever way you dice it. Mm-hmm. And I don't appreciate that kind of writing either, without some thought put into it. But that's the problem. There was no thought into anything that was in that statement.
Yeah, and Jodie,
she was irritating, though, wasn't she?
Oh, hang on. Emilio, go first.
I was going to say, just a Jodie point, they spent the series with a lot of screen time to them as a family, or so near. And at the end, as you say, he just, just for love, he's just willing to go and go into the sea and leave them forever. I mean, it's just like, you just, as an audience member, you're sitting there, you just wasted my time trying to build your, cozy little family, close-knit relationship. And you basically just twisted it on his head at the end. It's like,
bye then.
But it was completely unbelievable anyway. You couldn't buy into the fact that he was in a relationship with her and had a daughter, and the fact he's having a relationship with this fish person as well. There was no chemistry to any of them at all.
No.
Instead of leaving for a pack of cigarettes and milk, he just left for a bit of tartar and he's fishing the sea.
You see, all this nonsense for me, all this soap opera element that RTD has insisted in bringing into our shows since 2004 for 2005 when the show comes back, right? All this soap opera bull, it takes away from the actual story. Instead of all the soap opera nonsense, where was the war?
Yeah.
Where was the war? Do you know, I was beginning to think last night, the war is off camera because it's too much to film, or it would mean that they have to think a little bit more.
Even Classic Who, with a low budget, managed a few fight sequences between the monsters and unit quite easily and really well done. So why couldn't they do it? They've done it before in New Who. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
It was a massive missed opportunity. I mean, apart from dumping a few bags of recycling on people, there was no time did a Sea Devil fire a weapon.
No.
They were doing it all the time in Sea Devils, in the original. They were doing it all the time.
But
in this, a bit angry. Angry.
Yeah.
But Type should have attacked the ambassador when they have a conflict about the dogs and the fish and all that. He should have attacked him and injured him or something, or even perhaps killed him, in the story,
Yeah, I think it would have been really good if they introduced Tide at the beginning, almost as a rogue faction that went off and started they killed the Sea Devil. They went up above land and started killing human beings, and really building up the tension to the point where obviously Salt then undermined herself within her group because of the love, and then he becomes ambassador. So you've already seen, okay, this guy's serious. He's gone up and killed humans. You've got, Sea Devil that are riled up and pissed off and all of that kind of stuff. But none of that. The Sea Devil was so bland, and they're only there to serve as a messaging tool for pollution. There's they're not there to serve as actual like villains or monsters. And I think, as you said, that it's a massive. You've got all that budget to do something with that. It's just such a missed opportunity, really.
You could have had the Navy with the Sea Devils. The submarines with the Sea Devils, just like we used to have in the back pages of Doctor Who Weekly when we were kids. They were fantastic things.
There was no sense of scale in this at all. There was no tension, no jeopardy. Even towards the end, when the glass started to break, people were, instead of rushing out, people were like sauntering out of the room. It's like, what are you doing? Get out, for God's sake. There was no tension, there was no, no fear, no jeopardy, nothing.
And the glass broke and the water went down, and then it just, that was it.
It stopped, didn't it? It didn't. Yeah.
I think the issue is, if you look at like Doctor Who and the Silurians, I think why that works really well as a story. It starts small, claustrophobic, and it gradually builds into something bigger. Whereas it did, they were chucked into this big scale straight away. It didn't want to take the time in building it up and letting the intensity, the threat keep building and getting bigger and bigger. It once you go to full scale, ambassador meetings and the politics straight away, it's boring. You've not built up anything. It can't really go anywhere. And I think that's the problem. They kind of dug themselves a hole. And I think you've got to look at what works with these kind of monsters. The formula of the formula works. Start it small and build it up. For the Silurians, I think that's what works best.
This is where, for me, it shows the complacency and the laziness, because they could have worked it out as a series. They had to sit there and develop this. And they went bang, 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 paint by numbers, ticking boxes, what's on the clipboard, what's the DEI, blah, blah, blah. They didn't develop it. They didn't have any commitment to characters at all, including our beloved Sea Devils. Ridiculous. Darren M. Hembrow, coach, nice to see you. Thank you for your super chat. Just call me Daz. All right, Daz, I will. I can't believe that eating dogs was classed as racist in Vietnam. Best thing about this spin-off, it has finished. Exactly. Fantastic. And we've got a year free of this nonsense now, everybody. 2026, there's nothing. It's great. It's great. We've got Dalek Zozo saying, can Barclay swim faster than the shark? He may not have considered his choice.
But he swims like the man from Atlantis, though, doesn't he? Did you notice that?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See, I still think Patrick Duffy, Doctor Who, I still think that's the way they should go.
Yeah, definitely. At least he
we'll
can swim.
On. And Cat GPT saying, I think RTT got the proportion of soapy nonsense about right during his first era. Since then, not so much. I'll politely disagree, Cat GPT. I hate the soap opera nonsense. I understand why they did it in the first series, because they didn't know who their audience was going to be. So they brought in that EastEnders element. But they didn't need to continue doing it. Moffat didn't need to continue doing it. I believe Chibnall continued to do it. And now look where we are. It's too much. We need a complete reboot, and it needs to be a new team, new everything, and science fiction. And Robert Payne is saying to us, if this was Friends, it would be the one where Aquakind threatened to damage their own ecosystem by melting the poles. I mean, it's like the guys were saying there. I mean, and Paul was saying earlier, that whole thing about the melting the poles was far more interesting. That could have been an entire episode.
Yeah.
And
but the other thing is, if they had melted the poles, London would have been flooded.
Yeah.
It would have been, It would have been fun to see the Thames barrier going up like that and still not having any effect, because we know that's not going to work.
Well, even that lovely idea they had about the fact that they were claiming the seas and they couldn't travel over the seas and go to different, they were blocking things off. That's a lovely, lovely idea, but never developed at all,
No.
I've stopped watching the BBC full stop, says the Forbidden Man. Well, good for you. I'll tell you someone that's not watching any of this new version of Doctor Who. He's joining us now. It's our very own George. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
George, I have to tell you, you have yet again avoided some of the worst television in living memory.
Okay. Yeah, jammy sod. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this spin-off thing, you know, I thought, okay, do you know what? I would rather attack the back of my own legs and buttocks with a potato peeler and then sit in vinegar than watch it.
That sounds quite fun, George, I have to say. Embarrassing, yeah.
We've got Andy Like Stuff Channel pointing out that there's 2 David Tennant Doctors alive out there somewhere. WTF, that makes zero sense. We've said this a lot all the time. LTD set himself a major plot hole there, another one, because the David Tennant Doctor is down the road, and why don't they just call on him? It's just very convenient.
And even Kate Line in this, which is basically, why the Doctor doesn't show up is because, you know, he basically said that he saves humanity, he doesn't shape humanity. But in this instance, the Doctor is around, and the humanity, according to you guys, you know, the humans are screwed here, so he should be coming in to save the day, even by Kate logic.
Did I miss something? Did the beloved Mr. Tennant pop up in it?
He didn't.
No.
He didn't.
But the Doctor was referenced a few times over the 5 episodes.
Yeah. We've got Woodhouse122 saying George has dodged a bullet big time. He's been doing this. He's very clever because he didn't watch the Gatwick crap either. I'm with you, George, the forbidden man.
The bit that gets me is I like the cheesiest load of tat. I really do. I mean, I watched sword and sorcery movies of the 1980s. So, you know, I watched rubbish and I didn't enjoy this. That's how bad it was.
Says it all, everybody.
The films in my collection. Some really acquired tastes, which, you know, I just completely anorak over.
We've got this from Jess for you, George. Your Who's views on the Carry On films are some of the most entertaining.
Oh, thank you, Jess.
Stay with us as well, because the Carry On reviews will resume in 2026, everybody. Yay!
They're going to carry on. Yay.
Oh, well done.
Last night to sleep yet again.
PT Muzak is with us saying, is the Doctor busy or just couldn't give a shite? Well,
he's out of contract, that's the problem.
And Problem Beings with us saying, good to see George. And then he hides the vinegar.
Good to see you two, Problem Being. And don't worry, your Sarsons is quite safe.
You're watching Who's Views. This is our review of part 5 of The War Between the Land and the Sea, which was called The End of the War. But considering that hadn't even started on screen, very bad title, just like all the other ones. I still don't get why they just didn't call it part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, rather than embarrassing themselves.
Quite ironic in a way, though, the end of the war, and you lost.
Well, there was a whole thing about this. We'll continue talking about this, but we've got this whole thing about, yes, the humans won the war. The Sea Devils, Homowac, or whatever they're called, appeared after this virus had been released saying, you have won. You have won. Yeah. With all their technology, they would have cured the bloody virus, surely. Yeah. And then come back and got us. Really? Oh, honestly, you missed nothing, George. You missed absolutely. Listen, I'm getting some interference here now. Actually, guys, I'm getting a message. It is, of course, December. It's the 22nd of December. It's Christmas Monday, everybody, as we're broadcasting live. Although this is our review of the last part of that crap we've just been watching over the last few weeks, this is, in fact, as well, also our Christmas show. And as usual during our Christmas show, I think I am getting a signal, and I think we've got a special guest that's actually coming on for us. Let's just see. Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Someone got dial up.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Hello.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Oh. Hello, everyone. Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome back to Who's Views. Father Christmas, everybody.
Oh, my words. What a nightmare. Thank you. Oh, shut that music up, will you? There you go.
How are you? It's been a long time since we saw you. In fact, it's been about a year.
Oh my God, what a nightmare that was. Unbelievable. And that's just the war between the land and the sea. I heard all about it. I heard all. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's just the jokes are falling flat then. All right. So, yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see you all. Goodness me, with a war between the land and the sea. I didn't watch it. You're right, JP. JT, whatever your name is. By the way, it is wonderful to see you up and about, JT. It is wonderful to see you up and about.
Thank you.
I just wish you'd got his phone number. But listen, I am disappointed though, JT. I am disappointed you're not wearing your lovely jumper.
Well, no, because I can't get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just wanted to bring.
I'm wearing my Who's News outfit though. We've got some people saying hello to you here, Father Christmas.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry. Yes.
Terrified Monk wants to know what you thought of the fish people, but you didn't watch
I think they're wonderful with tartar sauce, personally.
We've got Problem Being with us saying Father Christmas for Doctor Who's showrunner.
Do you know what? I'm glad you suggested that, Problem Being, because I would infuse a little bit of more verisimilitude. I would have Doctor Who being a little bit more X-Files and a little less My Little Pony. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's probably, it's what can I just say while I'm talking to you? Because it's wonderful to see Kirsty. How are you, my dear? Yasu, good to see you, my dear. And Third Doctor Ian, how are you, my friend? I'm
okay, Santa.
Do you know what? There's going to be something in your sack this year, Third Doctor Ian, and it's this. I don't know whether you can see it or can you see that?
Your magic's
You've disappeared.
It's the TV action comic with the Third Doctor, but this.
There you are. Thank you, Santa. I can just imagine my sack bulging.
Yes,
indeed. Yes, we look forward to your letters, and also Emilio, it's
hello,
wonderful
Santa.
to see you as well. So nice to see you again. Feels like yesterday, doesn't it? And lovely Paul. How are you, Paul?
I'm well, Santa. Nice to see you.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm well, Santa. Nice to see you. How's Mrs. Santa?
I can't understand a word he's saying. Never mind. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry, Paul. We have Mrs. Claus as well. She says to say hello, and we've got the lovely George, who I could listen to read a phone book. In fact,
hello, Father Christmas. Father Christmas, can I ask you?
Yes.
There's been an awful lot of talk this year about missing episodes.
Yes.
And as we know, at the moment, there are 97 missing episodes.
Yes.
Can you work your magic this Christmas and see if you can make that number go up for us?
Let's see if I can do something to do with that. Oh, yes. Yes, I will try my very best. All I will say on that front, George, is this. Where's the camera? Camera one?
Yeah.
It's far from being all over. That's all I'll say. And Jodie, it's wonderful to see you here, my dear.
Hi, Santa.
Could I just congratulate you, my dear? Do you mind if I congratulate you? Well, I thought you were wonderful as the first female Doctor Who. I thought you did a wonderful job.
Oh my God!
I thought it was wonderful. No. Despite the critics, you proved that absolutely. You proved Tom Baker right. Anyone can play Doctor Who, and it's. I look forward, yes, and it is. It was just such an achievement. But anyway, look, I'm here to bring some cheer. There's been a lot of bad news lately, and I don't want to dampen things. So it's just. Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon, South Pole.
Sorry.
Just to let you know that at 3:30 p.m. this afternoon there will be a fire drill. So everybody in all departments are required to attend this fire drill.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. Hang on a minute. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Look, it's just chaos here because there's only a couple of days to go. You know.
I know. You must be very, very busy. Dalek Zozo wants to know where's his Scale-Lectress that he asked for when he was 12.
Your Scale-Lectress, yes, don't worry. I'm glad to see you haven't got your Scale-Lectress. I'm glad the cream wiped that out off the face.
And we've got Stephen Braddock saying, Santa, can you bring us some proper Doctor Who in 2027, please? We've been very good.
We did try this last year, didn't we? We did try this last year. I'll just ask the girls, can we bring some proper Doctor Who in 2027? Oh my God. Can we do that? No, still we can't do that.
On that point, it's highly likely that seasons 11 and 16 will get their Blu-ray box sets, so there will be some Doctor Who in 2027.
Yes, no, well, there is a bit of a delay with that, unfortunately, with the Blu-rays. They haven't quite figured out how to make AI scrub the picture any worse. So they're trying to do that before they release a new one. They're going to try and make sure John Pertwee is as pixelated as possible. Speaking of pixelating and distorting and overshadowing John Pertwee, it's not going to work, is it? I'm reading a lovely book at the moment, which was gifted to me by a lovely chap in Liverpool. It's a wonderful read. It really is. Although it does get a bit saucy.
Yes, it does get a bit saucy.
Dearie me, yes. Sorry, I'm talking to
Father Christmas. Is RTD on the naughty list?
I don't think he's on any list, to be honest. I think he's...
well, I'm not sure.
I think RTD will probably be very happy to be on the naughty list.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, dear, dear.
Oh my God!
Yes, but never mind. Look, he's had a wonderful career, hasn't he, RTD? And these days, it's all a bit, it's all a bit of a flop, isn't it? But never mind.
But we do have a year off.
Yes. Yes, indeed. A year off. Are you looking forward to having a year off? What are you going to talk about, JT?
Well, we've got lots planned. I'm glad you asked. We've got lots planned for 2026, Father Christmas, because we're going to be looking at proper Doctor Who again. We're going to be celebrating 60 years of the Cybermen throughout 2026 as we resume our Cyber Chat series. We're also going to be bringing back our Blake 7 review shows. We've got Carry On. We've got more Hammer Horrors. And we're also going to be celebrating 60 years of Star Trek throughout next year.
My goodness.
All of the films. So we've got a very busy lineup, Father Christmas, next year, I can tell you.
That sounds very... 60 years of Star Trek. Star Trek's another one that's gone down the spout, isn't it?
Apparently so. I don't watch it anymore because it was going down the spout.
No, it's terribly sad. It's awesome.
Attention all departments. Just a reminder, we are now officially 48 hours from time of departure. Please prepare your final stations. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Whoa.
Very efficient here. Yes, sorry, JT, I'm railroading your show again.
Not at all. It's absolutely fine. We've got Stephen Braddock saying to us here, roll on Who's Views in 2027. Let's get through 2026 first. We've also got the Sarah Jane Adventures being reviewed in 2026 as well. We've got to get back on top of that, so we will be doing that. And Mudcrap saying to us already, Father Christmas, Blake 7, I will need to rewatch Series 1 again as homework. Yep. We've only got 5 episodes of Series 1 to go, and then we're straight into Series 2 throughout 2026. So grab your...
Oh my God!
Grab your liberators. Moondust having to leave us just now. He's saying, have a great Christmas. And to you, Moondust, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas,
Moondust.
See you, Moondust.
Really good to see you. So, not many hours left for you, Father Christmas now. No. Everything on schedule?
Yes, that sounded rather ominous, JT. Yes, no, everything's on schedule. As you can see behind me in this terrible backdrop that keeps disappearing, you can see the presents are all loaded up. They're supposed to be presents. Took me hours to do this. We've got what else have we got? We've got the map. There's my trajectory. I don't know why I'm flying. I don't know why I'm flying from the UK, but never mind. And also, but yes, there's a lot happening. A lot happening. It's very exciting. Are you all excited? That's the main thing.
Personally, I'm not quite yet because I'm still getting over the war between the land and the sea. I'm in therapy right now, Father Christmas.
Yes. Tell me what the heck. Can I just ask a question, and I'll be blunt, if I may. Yeah. What the hell are they thinking with this program? I mean, really, it's really just seems to have gone off the rails, doesn't it? Because I remember delivering the Palatoy Daleks and the Dennis Fisher Doctor Who doll, and not to mention the Dalek costume that you used to put on in the 60s, which was made of latex or something like that. I think
A highly flammable material.
I think somebody in the factory was having a bit of a laugh, weren't you? Yes. But what happened? What happened in a nutshell, GT? Could you summarize why Doctor Who has gone off the rail?
RTD's mad.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Oh, that's well. There we are. Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on? I've got to go. Oh dear. Sorry. Just a minute. Hello. Oh, where's the button? Hello. Oh, God's sake. Hello. Yes, this is the North Pole.
Father Christmas.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I was just reading the thread, and I think it's time we had a debate.
I don't know who's that. Go away. I'm not sure who that was. One of my elves. One of my elves went rogue. Very minute. Not to worry.
Oh my God! What the fuck is that?
Anyway, so it's very sad because this program brought so much joy to people. Now, no, it's not funny for Third Doctor, Ian. It's very sad because this program used to bring so much joy, and I had so many props to show that supported my argument, and I can't show them because of this bloody stupid backdrop.
Hold them in front of you, Father Christmas. Hold them right in front of you.
Well, it just doesn't. There we go. There you go.
Right in front of you.
Whoa.
Don't move. TV action.
Whoa, that's one for George. It's on Her Majesty's. Yes. But that's, yes. No,
Father Christmas.
Yes, sorry.
Can you see this super chat here from Digby? Do you want to read that out?
Digby Strawbridge says, sorry, folks, got to bounce. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and here's to a better 2026 for all of us. Oh, my God, yes.
Thank you, Digby.
Thank you.
Look, I am making light of it. What the hell's going on with my beard? I am making light, but honestly, there are trying times, and I just think it'd be lovely for everyone to be nice to each other from time to time, and I just would like everyone to just take that on board. It all got very serious there, didn't it? I'm sorry.
Here's another super chat. Have a read of that one.
Oh, what's this? Father Christmas. What's that? OBJ. Father Christmas. Do you have a TARDIS? Ho, ho, ho. I've got something better than a TARDIS. Yes. It doesn't get redesigned every 5 minutes for a start. No. I have got a sleigh, which is something RTD failed to do. There you go.
Very good.
No.
Good. Well, we've got Hugh Janus here saying thread.
Oh, I always like that. I do like that name, Hugh. I used to always like look at Jodie sitting there getting so furious. She's just thinking, Jodie's sitting there thinking, I could be doing something else at the moment. I could be doing the laundry. Sorry?
I have to ask you,
yes.
Have you had many requests for Christmas presents this year for these?
Well, yes, indeed, I have. Because I have, believe it or not, because people are running out. Because it's hard to go into B&Q and find a decent doorstop. So people are asking for these. So, yes.
The world's most expensive posters.
Yes, that's right. That's right, indeed. Yes. So who is Doctor Who? I haven't been keeping up with it. Who is Doctor Who these days?
Well, there isn't one at the moment. We're currently what they used to call in the old days out of Doctor. And I don't care what you say. Billie Piper is not Doctor Who. I don't care.
Billie Piper? Well, she's not Doctor Who. She's that little teenager that sings the teeny boppy songs, isn't she?
That's right, yeah. Because she wants to.
Yes, because she does want to. And so, George, you were talking about these missing episodes. So do you think they might have found some?
Well, all the indications point towards a wonderful organisation here in the UK Centre called Film is Fabulous.
Yes.
I've been doing amazing work, acquiring, checking over, collating, cataloguing vast collections of films from collectors throughout the land.
Yes.
They have confirmed that in amongst those, there are at least 2 missing episodes of Doctor Who, but they're turning up all sorts of stuff beyond Doctor Who. Very recently, they announced that one of the collections they've been cataloguing, within it was a lot of missing episodes of Emergency Ward 10 from the 1960s.
Well, that sounds exciting.
In fact, apparently the episodes they found has more than doubled the existing episode count for that program now.
Is that right?
If that can happen for Emergency Ward 10, you know, that fills me with hope what might still be out there for Doctor Who.
And
So
they showed them a couple of episodes from Emergency Ward 10 at the BFI recently, and a friend of mine was there and said it was brilliant. It was such a fantastic drama.
Really wonderful. Well,
brilliant.
So what should people do if they have old film cans in their attic? What should they do?
Send them to Whose Views.
Yes.
Seriously, if somebody knows of a collection of film reels, as without getting too anarchy about it, film comes in various sizes or formats, to give it its proper term, anything from 8mm up to 70mm. Television standard was 16mm.
Yes.
If you know film cans of any description, if anybody has them, they don't know what to do with them, just do a quick web search for Film is Fabulous and get in touch with them, and they will arrange to take them away entirely at their cost. They will assess what they are. They will catalogue them. They will let the rightful owner know what they are, if there's any value attached to them, and give them options on what the best thing to do with them.
Really?
Because all sorts of stuff is turning up on a regular basis now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. There's no need to fear incriminations. Nobody's going to get into trouble or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, another favourite show of mine, The Avengers.
Yes.
As in Mrs. Peel were needed, not the Marvel characters.
No, rubbish.
The first series where Ian Hendry was the lead in The Avengers as Dr. David Keel is almost entirely missing from the archives. And apparently the collections that Film is Fabulous are now cataloguing, there are episodes of the first series of The Avengers in there as well.
Goodness me. Well, there you are. I'm looking forward to it. So, just a minute. Mrs. Claus, could you pull out the video archive? We might have something in that. Just check them first. Make sure you double check what you're sending in.
We've got Stephen Braddock in the chat is saying Film is Fabulous announced on Friday that they have taken possession of 3 new film collections from a collector who works in television. Remember, everybody, make sure you subscribe to us here at Whose Views, because as soon as there's some official news, we will be talking about it in headlines. So make sure you stay with us. Just before we move on to talk a bit more about the war between the land and the sea, part 5, and we welcome back.
Yes.
I've got a question for everybody, including Father Christmas, from John Steed, appropriately enough. If you had a TARDIS for a trip back to a Christmas, which would you pick?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, my voice has gotten deeper. This is. I think we fixed up the audio problem. Sorry about that. Yes, if I could go back in time and go to a Christmas, do you know what? In all honesty, I would go back to the World War I, the armistice, because for 2 reasons. It was such a historic moment, and it's also the last time we saw Doctor Who. Little reference there to the whatever the last one was called.
I have no idea. Kirst, where would you go? Which Christmas would you go to?
What? Sorry? So I was busy with the chat.
Kirsty, pay attention, for God's sake. What are you doing? Sitting there on a Pokemon.
Yeah, if you had the TARDIS, which Christmas would you go back to?
My childhood? I don't know what.
Well, that was worth the wait, wasn't it? What about you, Ian? When would you go?
Me, I'd probably go to the first one 2,000 years ago, pop out, try and find that Joy woman and see how she got a gob round that star. Because, my God, she must have worked hard to get her chops around that. I'd be fascinated to see it, frankly.
How about you, Phil?
Me, I had to be very nerdy about this, really, to be honest, and take my domestic video recorder back to Christmas '65 and record the Feast of Stephen. Yeah, hate to be predictable, but there you are. I think George probably feels the same on that one, I think.
Well, actually, Paul, you could actually pop into the West End and see The Curse of the Daleks at Wyndham's Theatre as well.
I could do it at the same time. Fantastic, yeah.
Yes.
Jodie, what about you? Where would you go?
I've got a really sad answer. I had a fabulous Christmas. I was either 7 or 8, I'm not sure. And my mum had got me a sledge with a steering wheel that had been in the Windows Supersport in Dumfries for like ages. And it was like, I think it was £25 or something, which would have been an enormous amount of money then.
Yeah.
And the other thing I got was a sleeping bag, which I'd been after for some time. Those were the aspirations of a child in the
Yeah, absolutely. It made my job a lot easier, I've got to say.
Were you not allowed to sleep indoors?
What about you, Emilio?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. Personally, I'll go back to probably 2004, where we did a Christmas in Windsor, which was really lovely, in like this old kind of country style pub, and me and my brother were too excited to play the new Pokemon game. So I'd love to go back and enjoy that all over again.
Lovely.
It makes me feel so old.
What about you, JT?
I would go back to the year I got the Dennis Fisher Doctor Who action figures.
Oh, yes, indeed. Absolutely. There we go. JT wins. JT wins. There you go.
Absolutely. The first proper Doctor Who Christmas that was for loads of us that got things that day. But hey, listen, John Steed, thank you so much for that. What a great question. And we've got P. Ferreira joining us saying, well, I just saw part 5. You can tell it was written by RTD. Can't you?
Yes.
Can't you just? And that takes me on to this. Now, Father Christmas, I know you're very busy doing various things throughout the year, preparing for Christmas, having naps, etc., etc.
Yes.
But
I've also taken up gambling.
Oh, actually, just before we get onto this, we've just had a super chat from Chris. Chris Lawley's with us. Thanks, Chris.
Hello,
Where
Chris.
are these lost episodes from? Family who father had private collection they now wish to sell? It's from various sources, isn't it, George?
Yeah, as far as I know, there's more than one private collection that Film is Fabulous now have access to, which contain missing episodes of Doctor Who. There's one where they've had physical access to, but unfortunately, the collector who owned this vast collection of film prints of all sorts of stuff on numerous formats, film gauges, his estate is in probate, and under law, it can't be touched until probate has gone through. Ooh. And Film is Fabulous are working with their solicitors to ensure that there aren't any hitches and they have access to the full collection once probate is finally cleared. Sorry, Santa, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because there's more at stake than just, the enjoyment of pimply-faced little Doctor Who fans, isn't there? It's cultural. It's cultural heritage, isn't it?
Yes. It is. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And we're at risk of losing it, especially with all this streaming nonsense.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know this for a fact, but it's strongly rumoured that this collection, which is currently in probate, contains at least one missing episode of Doctor Who.
Ooh. They are. That'll keep you excited for the new year.
Now, please don't take that as gospel. Please don't go and storm Film is Fabulous demanding to know what's going on.
Don't do that.
Just let them
the poor people
do
alone.
what they need to do. Give them the space to do it.
Yes, indeed. They're doing marvellous work. Because if they're not
the word on the film collecting street is, that there's at least one episode of Doctor Who there that's part of this collection that's just going through the probate process at the moment.
I can be a little less diplomatic, George. I can say, if anyone's bothering Film is Fabulous, you're going to be on the naughty list, all right? And I'm going to come and sort you out.
Behave yourself. P. Ferreira saying to us again, I have to give credit to RTD for further making Kate look more whacked out. Well, at least he's got some credit there. Well done, P. Ferreira.
Poor Kate Stewart. She looks so bored, doesn't? Sorry, my voice is fluctuating. I don't know what's happening here. Kate Stewart looks so bored, doesn't she? She looks like.
Well, I'm not surprised. She bloody is.
She looks like Jodie a minute ago. Not Jodie, Kirsty a minute ago. Bored out of her mind, not paying attention. Yes.
We've got Arnold's Ghost here saying, ask Santa what he's going to do with all the unwanted Jodie and Gatwa doggies.
Well,
throw them in the sea?
No, we're not allowed to do that now, apparently, according to the new TV show. No, they're going to be recycled. They're going to be recycled, aren't they? Yes.
That brings us back to the war between the land and the sea. And as I was saying to you, Father Christmas, throughout the year,
Yes.
on our review shows of the Gatwa crap, as well as headlines. We've been looking at various articles from various newspapers and alleged news sources. One of our favorites is the Metro, which you'll know the Metro over here. It's a free news sheet that people tend to take home and use when they go to the toilet. But we've got a very favorite journalist from the Metro called Asia Iftikhar. And yet again, we've got another one from her. I'm going to ask you, though, Who viewers, because you'll all know who this is, because you've all been with us for a while. Is the worm turning? Her latest article says the Doctor Who spin-off finale could have been great without this mistake.
Commissioning.
The Doctor Who spin-off, War Between the Land and the Sea, has come to a dramatic conclusion that falls short in one major aspect. Only one, I asked myself.
Drama.
Highly praised, everybody. 5-part limited series. Asia, come on, this is propaganda.
It was limited, though, wasn't it?
It was. It follows the confrontation between humanity and Aquakine when they re-emerge from the depths of the ocean to reclaim the planet. The show kicked off to a strong start, offering a larger-than-life portrayal of the harms of global warming and ocean pollution, such as the plastic apocalypse of episode 2 and the tense moment when Salt attempts to make Barclay drink murky Thames water. Early on, Salt stands out as a forthright and headstrong character who stands on her principles, ethically navigates broad conversations, and powerfully imparts the will of her people. We've got here by the 3rd episode, she has forced humanity to clear up global pollution on an accelerated timeline and convinced Barclay and a group of delegates to travel to the deepest part of the ocean for their next meeting. This, however, is where it starts to fall apart. After their deep sea negotiations are literally blown up, she chooses to save Barclay's life and is immediately exiled by Aquakine for her actions. As soon as she falls out of leadership and into love with Barclay, I can't help but note that a lot of her will, grit, and determination seems to fly out the window in favor of flirting with her new liver. Perhaps if there had been more episodes...
Flirting with her new liver.
Liver. Perhaps if there had been more episodes...
That'd be more interesting if
yes.
it was, yeah.
Well, you are in Scotland, aren't you?
The show could have balanced both aspects of Salt's character.
We're barbarians here, Santa, to be fair.
Come on, everybody, hold it together. I've got to get through this. Both Salt's character with more nuance, but this was not the case. By the time we enter the finale, she has accepted her fate as an outcast without even trying to put up a fight and reclaim her authority, and is left waiting on Barclay to find her again. In fact, the only time she shows that spark of power is in the finale, towards the end, when Barclay attempts to run away with her once more, and she encourages him to return to UNIT and try to end the war before swimming away once more. It felt like a bizarre decision to have her so stripped of agency when they had spent the first half of the show building her up as a master negotiator with sharp intelligence and steadfast resolve. As sweet as the romance storyline is, I would much rather have watched Barclay and Salt working together to tackle the injustices of humanity for the 3 more episodes, rather than seeing into this sped-up love story. The twisting and turning negotiations were a far more engaging and plot-rich storyline than the sudden romance that simply didn't have enough build-up to entirely pull it off. And, more importantly, sacrificed well-earned character depth to develop. In the end, the antagonists are successful and managed to murder the vast majority of Aquakind in a disturbing portrayal of genocide. And I hate that word. And we see Salt's spirit utterly broken as she emerges from the water once more. The righteous anger that had fueled her in early episodes was swapped out for subdued fury, and the remaining seafolk agreed to the human demands. She continues, it's a devastating and lackluster ending for what was built up as a mighty and vastly intelligent race. In the final scenes, Barclay is transformed into an amphibian through a process known as an accord, and we see the 2 lovers reunited in the water once more. Despite the 2 of them getting their happy ending, I couldn't help but feel unsatisfied with how the show started with a globally reaching storyline, impacting everyone on Earth, and ended so zoomed in on just 2 of them. Still, there were powerful moments peppered throughout the series, including the finale. We see the anguish of Aquakind as their brethren are mass murdered. Toby delivers a standout performance as a heartbroken Barclay, and Kate Lethbridge-Stewart's bubbling rage reaches a shocking climax. I wasn't completely against the romance. It showed moxie for the 2 of them to choose each other, despite everything sent against them. It just wasn't the most compelling direction the show could have gone to. If Salt's characterization in the grand scale of the crisis remained strong throughout, this could have been a near-perfect series. Does anyone agree with that?
Sorry, I was just reminding myself of a much better Doctor Who spin-off.
Yes, I was just reading. I was just reading my book here. There we are. I was just reading John Pertwee's autobiography.
K9 would have been killed in this episode. Yeah.
Well, he got the last 5 minutes on Brighton Beach, so.
It all sounds rather dire, JT, and I think the worm is turning. I think people are turning against it. I think they can no longer hide how utterly ridiculous it sounds now.
I do see from everything that we've talked about in the past when it comes to Asia, I do see that she hasn't been happy in more recent episodes. She wasn't happy with the ending of the Gatwa series. She wasn't necessarily happy with this. She makes a couple of points, doesn't she, in this, which I think, hang on a minute, that's starting to tie in with what we're saying.
I think she realizes the writing's on the wall and she wants to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's just following the example of, a whole list of celebrities that, we could all sit here and reel off the names who are doing handbrake turns now. And completely contradicting themselves from 12 months previously. As an example, I have noticed, Mr. Tennant has been very subdued on that front of late.
He was in Edinburgh at the beginning of December, and he did a bit of talking about it there when he was supposed to be talking about his career. We're going to be looking at that in the future headlines, everybody.
He was in Edinburgh, and I think Paul was saying earlier that you could hear his suit from your house.
You could indeed, yes, a very loud suit he was wearing, definitely, yes.
Yes, but compared
Sorry, did I just dox you then, by the way? Sorry.
Yeah, compared to, I think, less than a year ago, where he would confidently shout about wishing somebody's non-existence because they weren't saying the right things and they weren't being kind and inclusive. He's changed his stance very noticeably.
Oh yeah, I think when it comes to Asia's article here in the Woke Show, I think this shows another move for her. It's as though she's suddenly realizing it can be more, if you know what I mean. Doctor Who and spin-offs can be more, and there's so many things being pushed into it that detract from the actual storytelling, the actual reality of the story. We've got Tim Kins with us in the chat. When you're noticing the character arc of a Metro hack, it's anything but talk about the show.
Yeah.
Funky1463 saying she's fence sitting, hoping to get on the winning side.
Ouch. That sounds painful, doesn't it?
Yeah. What else we got in the chat? Chris Lawley saying to us here, finale forgot the coup d'etat of British Army by American general enabled by weak PM with unit forces turning on army regiment. That could have been so much more, though forgotten in the next episode.
Yeah, that wasn't developed either.
No. The scene in the dinosaur invasion in 74, where you had Sergeant Benton putting a machine gun on a regular army general so they didn't take the doctor, that was more gripping than that entire scene. And it was just 30 seconds and that was it. That was way more dramatic than what we saw in the last episode of this fish thing. Way more.
Yeah, I think it's a great point that you're making in the chat about the whole thing between the army and unit. Again, big setup and then let go. Forgotten.
Indeed. Could I just intercede too, by the way? Unlike Russell T Davies, Santa knows when to leave a party. And so I unless there's any more business, JT, I think I better be off because there's all sorts
all departments, just a reminder, we are now officially 48 hours from time of departure. Please prepare your final stations. Thank you.
I'll bid you all farewell. Because at this juncture, because I think that you're all, Jodie looks terribly bored. She's thinking, "Get off, Santa! You're annoying the crap out of me." So I'll see you all in 2 days' time. JT, wonderful to see you up and about.
Thank you, Father Christmas. Thank you for coming and seeing us again.
Pleasure, Kirsty. Put down the Pokemon. Third Doctor Ian. Your TV act, whatever the hell it's called, your action comics are on their way. Jodie, again, wonderful job as the 13th Doctor Who. Emilio, lovely to see your face again. I hope you're doing well. Paul, always enjoy your scintillating conversation and your sparkling hat. And
thank you very much, Santa.
And also, George, I'm pitching to the BBC An Evening with George. It's a new production. In fact, I think it should be a YouTube special, An Evening with George. I can see it now, sitting there with leather couches and brandy and cigars, talking about showbiz in general. I think it'd be wonderful. There you are. You can have that idea for free, JT. But for all of you Who viewers and all the Who viewers out there, Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for supporting JT through such a difficult year. Keep the channel going. I'm looking forward to seeing where you go next with the channel, considering there's going to be no fodder for you to devour during the year. It'll be very interesting. I'm looking forward to the Cybermen special and all the other bits and pieces. But anyway, have a lovely Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Good night to all of you.
Merry Christmas, Santa. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Very Merry Christmas to all of you at home.
Just want to get that in.
Yeah, you can cut now. You can get rid of me now, JT.
We've got a comment here from John Steed. Thank you for that, Father Christmas. Great to see him as ever. It was more like a skirmish between Blackpool Beach and the sea. And we've got a super chat from Matt Ensfield. Matt, thank you for this. Sorry, I need to go now. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy 2026. Special thanks to the panel, especially Ian, Paul and JT. Prayers for your continued recovery, JT. Love, Matt. Matt, thank you very much for that. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for your super chat. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, I mean, getting back to that, what Asia was saying there, what in the context of what she was saying when it comes to the story, I say story, ha, ha, ha. I actually think on this occasion she was right because she noticed the flaws and she wrote about them honestly, which I don't think she did during Gatwa because she was so intent on loving the Gatwa stuff and making it work because it was diverse and inclusive and all this crap. I think she's suffering from a lot of what we're suffering, or many of us suffering, is with fatigue. And she's seen it. And I just think it's such a shame that a lot of the alleged fans who would be sitting with her aren't being as honest.
Yeah, I did see a turn, I think, with the last series of Gatwa at the end, the reality war. A lot of people that were ideologically inclined to want to love the series, it was so bad, so illogical, so just a complete mess that you kind of have to be completely devoid of any reality to basically, not tell yourself, or spot any of the issues that were in the episode. So I think she kind of got to the point where it got so bad that, even she's had to wake up to or admit to herself that these issues there are actually issues. And she will have some form of idea of what good Doctor Who in her mind is, and so you could compare it to the Capaldi stuff, and this Capaldi stuff makes this crap look like it's 1970 Doctor Who. So it's I think she's just woken up to it. I think that's it. I mean, you can't keep serving shit and expect people to continually eat it unless they really are idiots. And I think obviously she's got a little bit of a brain, so bless her.
What do you think the chances are that when the Christmas episode rolls around next year, it turns out to be a traditional Doctor Who adventure with monsters, no preaching, no finger wagging, no messaging, and all the rest of it, that she'll be the first to do a review hailing it as a magnificent return to form, and it's classic.
Do you know what, though, George? Do you know what? We would as well. If it was a proper traditional Doctor Who story, we would be on here when we review the thing going, this was brilliant, this was brilliant. It would be getting 10 out of 10 on the scores on the TARDIS doors. It would be doing really well because we've always said, if it's good, we'll praise it. It's just that nothing's been good.
Yes.
It really hasn't. And again, we had 5 episodes of very poor, lazy, complacent television. Shocking. Really bad.
But I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening. That she would be the first to carry the banner and go, "Oh, this is Doctor Who as it should be. At last, we've got proper Doctor Who back."
Yeah, well, If she
I hope
does,
so. The trouble is Russell can't see the flaws in
No.
what he's done. He thinks it's brilliant, so that's the problem, you know.
he does, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why he has to go, because it was so predictable, George. This whole thing. I mean, what was going on yesterday? The romance between the Sea Devil and Barclay the human. It was so predictable, especially in the episode before, that that's what they were going to do, and they were going to swim off together to live happily and ever after with Ariel and Sebastian and all the other crabs and fishes.
Sorry,
It was so-
is it some sort of crossover with the Little Mermaid now?
Yeah.
Well, he gets turned into a fish person, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I still don't know how that works. We've got Dino Vesh. Good to see you. The beginning of the first episode was brilliant, but once in London, it sunk into the grimy Thames. I thought the plastic bottle flung onto the beach was going to turn into an Auton Homo Plastica.
If only. Yeah.
Can just sorry to go slightly off topic for a quick minute. Has anybody seen the edited omnibus of the Sea Devils? What was that like? I've not seen it myself.
I refuse to watch it personally, guys.
It was awful. Awful.
Okay,
Not watched it.
that one. Thank you.
well, they to start off with, they cut out the original titles and started with a title sequence very akin to the spin-off. So there's no Doctor Who titles, and at the end when they did the credits, they had this awful theme that they used, like they used on the Daleks and the War Games in Colour, an awful version of the theme, and they cut out so many things. And they were so ham-fisted with the music that a mixture of Malcolm Clark's score and then they had other bits of the composer who's on the spin-off with his music going through it as well. And then we had Mark Ayres doing a version of other music based on the two composers mixed through it, and it's awful, absolutely awful.
Okay, I mean after. The Daleks and the War Games, both of which basically I just found offensive. They were so bad. I made the decision not to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, Woodhouse 122 is saying apart from the opening music being cut, it wasn't too bad. So Woodhouse 122 thought it was okay. I will stick to the original 6 episodes and that version that we got when we were kids, the bank holiday version.
Well, I don't know why they just show that instead and not bother changing it. Waste of money. It was a complete waste of time, really, honestly.
Well, it was, wasn't it? But that's what they do, isn't it? It has to fit in with their vision of what Doctor Who is now, which we know is totally wrong. In our last episode, when we were looking at part 4, everyone, we did look a little bit at the character of Kate Lethbridge-Stewart. We're all a bit flummoxed about who she is, what she's doing. I just want to talk a bit about Kate in this particular one, if I may, guys, because she suddenly went and got herself a shrink. What was that about?
And then she blackmailed the shrink.
Yeah.
So.
She's blackmailed the shrink as well.
Yeah,
she's definitely adopted because the brig would still be, apart from when he went to school to become a teacher, that's when he lost it. I'm sure Jodie you can relate to that. But when he was in unit, he was fine until he went to Brendan High School.
Yeah, I keep thinking she's the brigade leader's daughter, not the brigadier daughter. That's how
it's a parallel universe. I mean, that'd be good.
Parallel universe,
yeah.
and the brigade leader's daughter. It just felt for me, it just felt tacked on that they were just trying to make her dark to go. Oh, now she's threatening her shrink because she wants to take her meds, and then obviously at the end of the episode, she. Clearly, the meds are definitely not helping her.
They need to up the dosage, I think, Emilio. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This is what Robert Payne's saying to us here. We're supposed to believe that the preceding events were forgotten or not noticed by the beach runner. Now, that whole scene at the end, again, for me, just didn't suit what they're trying to. I mean, what are they trying to do with Kate Lethbridge-Stewart? What the hell? There.
I think. And actually, this actually might make sense. So looking through, I don't know how to work TikTok. I just like watching videos. And there's a whole Doctor Who kind of side of TikTok. And I was flicking through and I'm seeing people like us talking about it. You've got your shills, you just bypass that. But then there was one woman going, I think Russell can't write a maturer female because this person was saying, I'm getting sense of Harriet Harman again.
Yes, absolutely.
This lovely Harriet woman turns dark, and his version of evil. It's going down the same way as Kate, and I totally agreed with that. That Russell's just, again, picking from what he knows and is just doing the same bag of tricks that he did 20 years ago. Which Kate, there's been no excitement in a plastic bag for her over this series, but she doesn't deserve that treatment as well. Especially who she is technically like related to as well.
Yeah, the book, it just makes. We already thought that she showed no signs of character in relation to the Brigadier anyway in the first place. Yeah. But even more so, I mean, I thought they couldn't make her feel less like the Brig's daughter, but they just added that on just to. So it just, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. To be honest, it's a character that should have just been left and dead in the Moffat era. To be honest, and
I totally agree.
Tried to bring her back in the first place. I think we've all said I might prefer if you're going to do unit that you have maybe different captains for different episodes. I can't remember what her name is from Battlefield, but that's a good example. Yeah, exactly. Or the lady from Planet of the Dead. I prefer in the RTD1 era, you used to have different unit captains. So I much prefer that than having this like singular head, like Kate, as the single figure that you keep going back to every single time. It's just boring. They should leave. Honestly, after this, I don't ever want to see her on screen ever again. Let's say she's got arrested for shooting somebody for dropping plastic, and that's where she is. She's in a prison cell for the rest of her life. Brilliant. I'm celebrating.
What do you say, Joe?
I think they've wasted her. I think they really have. I think you're completely right, Kirsty. They've done the same as the PM, and it's like that's a great trick to do once. Yeah. To do twice though in such a similar way is just, again, it's back to his lazy writing. He can't think of anything else. He can't think of how to deal with a powerful woman. He just can't come up with anything.
I was disappointed. So I can say I was disappointed the fact that it didn't end like a Gary Larson cartoon with her being chased by people with butterfly nets trying to catch her. That'd be quite fun.
There'd have to be a cow in there somewhere as well.
And a cow, probably.
RTD though did talk about this. If any of you have been unfortunate enough to watch that podcast thing to do with crystal meth and that drag queen.
Oh God.
Well, that sounds like essential viewing.
It's it's definitely one to watch. But I mean, it's another reason why the show's going downhill, because you can show there who they're after with just the two hosts who are bloody awful. But they talked about Kate when Crystal Meth said it's lovely to see her being developed. She's been in the show for so long, etc., etc. I didn't watch it. I'm reading from notes from the radiotimes.com. It's lovely to see her really be pushed to the limits, she added, before asking the pair to talk us through her journey to date. So this was an interview with RTD and McTeague, however you want to say it. RTD was full of praise for Redgrave herself, saying that he promoted her to head of unit because she's so wonderful, and he was always determined to give her more to do. But he also said that was easier said than done. It's very hard to give Kate more to do when the doctor's there because he knows everything and does everything, he explained. So it was a great opportunity for her to spread her wings in this, and off she goes. Pete McTighe continued, I did a little bit of that in series 15, episode 4's Lucky Day, just pushing her slightly into darker territory when she's kind of confronted with all that terrible stuff that's happening, knowing where we were going in this and what we were kind of setting up in this. But it's just great to be able to invest so much more time in that character and watch that journey. It's an amazing journey that goes right to the very end of the series. At the very end of her wits, chuckles RTD as he references the scene in episode 5 where she meets with a psychiatrist. She shows sides to her you've never seen before, and she's ferocious. I love her, he added. Well, he would. Did any of that come off to you guys?
No.
A friend of mine described Gemma Redgrave. Only way you can tell she's an actor is because her son name's Redgrave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nepotism, maybe? I don't know. Allegedly. Ooh, allegedly. Everything's alleged.
Allegedly, yeah.
She was good in Bramwell many moons ago.
She's obviously forgot how to do it then.
Steve O'Neill is saying to us, just glad there is some decent Doctor Who on BBC4 tomorrow night, which is the 23rd of December, with an episode of the Ice Warriors. And then on Boxing Day, they are showing the Time Monster and the Three Doctors on the Eden channel. Thanks for that, Steve. I'm glad that you put that through, because I knew I had to mention the Ice Warriors and was forgetting. But there you go, everybody. BBC4 on the 23rd of December 2025. There's an episode of the Ice Warriors with a documentary after it. Is that right, Paul?
Yes, it's the Ennis Lloyd documentary that's on the Savages animation Blu-ray, which is a bloody cheek if they're getting it on the telly. But the documentary is superb. That's the best thing. I bought it for that. That's really good.
So
is it part 4 or 5 of the Ice Warriors? Just checking.
No idea.
I'm kidding.
I was just about to ask how come an episode of the Ice Warriors is getting screened, but obviously it's based around Ennis Lloyd,
Ennis Lloyd, celebrating Ennis Lloyd. And then on Boxing Day, on good old Eden, the Time Monster and the Three Doctors. That's great Boxing Day viewing for you, everybody. Thanks for that, Stephen. Really appreciate it. John Roberts is saying to us, Kate is more wooden than Pinocchio.
I thought how does he myself, but there you are.
How does he think that a woman like Kate in that position would act? I mean, she's on the beach. She's seen him suddenly develop for no applicable reason whatsoever his gills and go swimming off into the deep blue whatever with Fish Girl.
Yeah.
And she's waving. It's like a happy ending. And then she sees naturally a white guy, because white guy's bad, jogging on the beach, and he drops a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
So she, before she drew the gun, the toing and froing between pick it up, no, went on a bit too long anyway, but there you are. So she draws the gun, and she still has to tell him 3 or 4 times, raising her voice to more of a maniacal shriek at the end. And you feel like, oh, pull the trigger off, fuck off. But she's doing that. she's doing that. And you just think, he would have shit himself the first time you drew the gun.
Yeah.
He would have picked the bottle up and he would have buggered off, because you were going to kill him with and he didn't. He just stood there. He argued the toss. She said it again and again. It was just like, come on. I mean, I know you can't write, but my God, that's plumbing the depths, isn't it? It's just not.
Yeah.
I mean,
it never got clarified in the episode. The two ways you could look at it. One, she's had that extra overdose on her meds, and they're trying to show that she's not right, which isn't. I can categorically say that that's not what RTD intended with that scene. It's more the latter, to go pollution. To the audience, basically saying, stop polluting, or else I'll get a gun on you. This is what I think of you to do that. And I think it's more to do with the latter. Now, it would have been an interesting take if they had really made reference to the fact she's on her meds, or, that would have been interesting. But no, we know what it is. We know what exactly you were trying to get across with that scene.
Ridiculous.
I've not seen it, but my mind, from what you've been saying, is superimposing the wire coat hangers scene from Mommy Dearest over this. Is that where they drew the inspiration from it?
Probably, because this whole series has been a mishmash of things they've done either before in Doctor Who better, or other things like The Shape of Water, or The Man from Atlantis, even, or anything like that. It's
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I would say that was a lot better than this piece of crap we've just had to watch.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
If you ever, actually, again, just going off piece for a very quick time, if you ever get the opportunity to watch Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D as it was originally made, it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal in 3D.
Well, there is nothing phenomenal at all about the war between the land and the sea. And I have to say, at this particular point, with that ending with Kate, I was just so, again, just thought, what are you doing? What is going on? And surely, as some of you pointed out in the chat earlier, after the entire context of that story, with the entire world having been affected by the presence of the Sea Devils, you would stop bloody littering.
Of course you would.
So this guy, Jodie, was totally arrogant, and he was put there deliberately to be arrogant.
Yeah.
Thank you for your super chat, PTA. We need unit in a country manner with military vehicles outside and run by the military with a brigadier in charge.
Yes.
And not tooled up.
With a
Not
sign
tooled up.
outside saying who's in charge as well, yes.
Yeah, I would say a top secret organization with a big board outside saying Unit HQ.
Yeah. I just,
Not to be tooled up with alien technology either. You know, they've got force fields, or they've got lasers, or they've got this, or they've got that. You just want bloody soldiers with machine guns and the occasional anti-tank rocket. That's it. You know, not.
It's a good point, Ian. Had they gone into the alleged war between the land and the sea, that the whole thing, I mean, we should get them on trade descriptions, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, had they gone in for that, even Remembrance of the Daleks had more war in it than this did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And was more exciting for it. Had they gone in for that with the Sea Devils crossing the bridge with their little guns, you know, and them getting back at it, something to support. But oh no, they can't show a war because it might bloody offend somebody. The beach scene, says Jess Corbin, merely echoes all that is about all these read the farce, all washed up. It's rubbish. P. Ferreira saying to us that ending was really desperate. There was no attempt for thoughtful discussion in the dialogue. And Funky 1463 saying to us, surprised the ending wasn't just Barclay and Salt swimming to the ending thing with Stingray. And again, P. Ferreira saying Barclay was all right leaving his daughter behind. Can you blame him? She can't even decide whether she's a boy or a girl for frying time.
I have to say the puppet catchers and Stingray are far more convincing.
Yeah.
It did feel like, I'm not sure if you remember, for those who watched the Jodie Whittaker era, who suffered through it, Orphan 55, or was it?
No.
And where Jodie gives that lecture, isn't it, if I'm correct? I'm not sure if that or Praxis, but she gives a lecture directly to the audience about you know, what we're doing to the planet and all of that stuff. I just felt like it really felt like that scene at the end. It just felt anticlimactic and just awkward and just really just odd and bizarre just to be tacked on at the end. And that's what it felt like to me.
I mean, I'd hope at one point that they were actually going to have a war. There was going to be action of some description. And that maybe when they were, like, you know, confronting each other on a metal structure like a bridge or something, that the Sea Devils would just touch it and it would go to dust and it would be look phenomenal. It would look phenomenal.
Or they might actually use their spears at one point. Maybe.
It just that's where I just was like, where's this go? Oh, it's not going anywhere. Okay.
It's like you just said there, Jodie. They actually brought that into the episode. They introduced rust. So can you imagine if they'd actually let that go as part of the war? Every bridge, you know, buildings. That would have been a proper war rather than just dumping a load of plastic everywhere and the odd washing machine.
It's like we said before, there are too many ideas in Russell's episodes, what he does, and he never develops them. There's just too many things in the one story. We can maybe get away with 2 of them, perhaps, rather than 6 of them, you know?
It's the sort of thing, I used to do primary teaching many, many moons ago, but it's the sort of thing when I did that you'd be saying to a kid, you can't put that many things into it unless you're going to actually resolve them or do something with them.
That's why they need a decent script editor, a good, strong one that's going to stand their ground against him and say, just hone yourself, will you? What you're doing, because you're actually writing 5 series in one episode. What do you want to do?
Which was...
Like, pick 2 or 3 top ideas and go with it.
Go with it, yes.
It's like an Alex Hayward script a bit, isn't it? You know?
Well, that was back in the day. That was Terence Dix's modus operandi, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he would turn around to whoever had submitted the script and said, "You've got 27 great ideas in there, but you need to take 19 of them out."
Yeah, exactly. Which is what nobody tends to do today, as we've been proven over the last 3 years. The Carcass is saying to us, Rust could have sorted the bridges out. John Steed, I've seen better built sandcastles on the beach than in this story. And Magic Stew is saying to us, I'm not even going to say hello anymore because I'm that wound up over what I can only witness as a political BS statement show from RTD. He was trying his very best, both him and McTighe, however you want to say it, to try and put all the clipboard tick boxing into this series. That's why it jumps from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. And it's just all incoherent. And nobody turning around to say to them, would you knock it off and give yourself a break? Really? George, you won't know this because we don't tend to do this in our reviews of proper Doctor Who. But on the new stuff, we have this little thing called the wokeometer.
I'm aware of it. I know that you do it, but I've never participated.
No, well, you're about to now because it's coming on now because my uncle Sidney, who built this marvelous piece of expensive AI, is over there winding it up with a butterbean whip.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, I can't really participate because I've not watched the episode, so I can't.
You don't need to at the moment because this wonderful thing about AI is the wokeometer does it all for us. What the wokeometer has been doing, George, is the wokeometer was forced to watch the episode, has listened to everything we've said tonight, and has also looked at everything that everybody's saying in the chat. So, Uncle Sidney, are we ready for the last time of 2025 to press the button with the elastic band on the wokeometer? Yes. Is it okay? He says it's overheating a bit because of what it's just watched. So let's see what happens with it. Can you put your angel delight down and press the button, please?
Butterscotch.
Oh, it's definitely butterscotch. Although we haven't on the towers, I tell you. Here we go then, everybody. Are you ready, Uncle Sidney? Yes. Give it a kick. Here we go. Is the wokeometer, everybody? Out of 10. Out of 10, everybody. Let's see what it does. So far, we've had it at 7 and 8.
Hooray!
There we go, everybody. The welcome. Thank you, Uncle Sidney. You can switch it down now for a whole year. A whole year, everybody. The wokeometer will be back next Christmas. But there we go. 10 on the wokeometer, everybody. What do you reckon to that?
That's spot
accurate.
on.
That.
Yeah.
Killbot Kill agrees. 10 out of 10 for woke.
Well, it's the only 10 out of 10 it's going to get, isn't it?
On this channel, yes. Right to think. Apparently, according to Problem Being, there's other channels, everybody.
Is it?
Okay. Really? But just on that, JT, I don't know if you saw this one. I saw online a review of this in the Guardian. And as we all know, the Guardian is very left-leaning. And even the Guardian ripped it to pieces.
It did. It really did. Richard Brooks is reminding us, litter is bad, kids.
Yeah. Don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it. It'll come back. Do you remember a little thing we used to have in Britain when we were growing up, guys, called Keep Britain Tidy?
Yeah.
And then all the immigrants came over and we forgot all about it. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Was that with Roy Hunt? That wasn't, I think,
Yeah. Sorry, can I just say Bernard Cribbins and the Wombles?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Recycling, the original recycling. We've got Dan Drew Tales. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I think that they won't reboot as they have no idea how to. That's why we need new blood, Dan.
Yeah.
Brand new blood. We know that he's coming back to do the 2026 Christmas special. But I would say after that, get rid. Because it's already in his head. He knows what it's going to do. It's bound to try and bring Billy Piper back in because everything has to tie in. You can't just have a new doctor turning up, can he? And quite frankly, I don't want RTD casting a new doctor.
No.
New.
I think he needs a completely different approach.
Oh, it totally was. Robert wants to know what were the overnights. We did that at the beginning of the show, Robert. It was rubbish. So you can go back and watch it after the show. And Problem Being saying to me, I was hallucinating, JT. Well, I thought you were. How can there be other channels? A horse. Right. So let's have a look. Let's have it now. The other thing we're doing, you won't be able to participate in this, George, unless you really want to, because it's the equivalent of scores on the TARDIS doors. It is a scores on the ocean floor. Still, we've got a lot to look forward to in 2026 when we start looking at any new Doctor Who that comes back, including the ratings game, the wokeometer, and scores on the TARDIS door. All that coming up Christmas 2026, everybody. Right, start putting into the chat now if you want to play with your marks for this. Out of 10, please. There we go. Some of them, you've already started to put them in. Thank you so much. Okay, right, I'm going to start with Kirsty for part 5, the end of the war. Out of 10, what's your score?
Oh, well, I always know we've got a review show, and I do tend to take the day to sort of simmer on what score I'm going to give. But I can't really what score I am going to give because That was an atrocity of a David Bowie cover. That Russell Tovey with his fins and his gills. His acting was bad, and it was giving me the ick with his face. It was a hack because he's just using his old stuff that he did before in 2005. The only thing I could give is Gugu Impa Roar, that is she was given absolute gash to work with, but she actually delivered some good stuff out of crap. So a 1 for her.
How many, sorry?
Uno.
One.
And enough.
Third Dr. Ian.
It was nothing we didn't expect, was it? I mean, you had that scene where Russell Tovey's saying the only place that feels good is the water, and that was just an excuse to give him an extended shower scene, soaping himself down whilst RTD probably knocks one out in the back watching the rushes. You know, I thought the makeup when she was in the water at the sea. Sorry,
That's my Christmas ruin. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's my week.
You can't unsee that now, George, can you? Let's be honest. Yeah. So, yeah.
Sorry. I thought when she was coming up out the water at the beach, I thought, you know, out of a studio, the makeup looked horrendous. It was like a woman with a blue face and an overextended swimming hat. The Prime Minister, when we saw what we assume was his death scene, it looked like Mr. Creosote from Monty Python with all the just water jetting out of his mouth. But then that's similar to also what they did in the Shakespeare Code, isn't it, to that guy, and what they did in Waters of Mars and things like that. So that didn't look very original either. It was just absolute utter frog toss. I can't give that anything apart from 0. Sorry.
Okay. Joe, what are you going to give this out of 10?
Well, I was thinking 0 as well, just because it was absolutely dire and I was so bored. But I can't give it 0. I've got to give it -1 for the dogs. I will never forgive them for the dogs.
Yeah, she's not gonna forget this either, because I know you're watching. Emilio, what are you going to give this out of 10?
I'm going to give it 0, and I've dealt with a lot of shite over the past couple of months, but this was the biggest, and I'll leave it at
that. Well done. Paul, what are you going to give this?
I've been quite kind to this with my scores so far, and I was hoping that we might get some war in this episode, bit of action, but I nodded off twice during this.
Oh, it's so boring.
And my wife is on her Kindle. She kept looking up and going, "Is this still on?" And Paul, you're asleep. And like that, you know. So I had to rewind slightly to remember what I'd missed, and I still can't remember much about it. But generally, I just found it really dull and very predictable. I honestly, and I know Gemma Redgrave really is not a leading actor. She's not very strong at all. Russell Tovey was really irritating. He's not lead material. Certainly, I wouldn't engage in the characters at all in terms of the performances. So I didn't care whether they lived or died in the story. In fact, I'd be more excited if they all got killed at the end. It would have been great, like Blackadder. And then the doctor comes and don't drink the wine or something. It'd be more interesting at the end. But he didn't, you know. And the fact he was turned into a fish person as well, it's like, because I wonder why they advertised watching The Underwater Menace on iPlayer in between episodes. That was why, just to do the Doctor Who connection of the fact, like Polly was turned into a fish person, or nearly turned into a fish person. I'm going to give it. I was hugely disappointed by this, hoping it'd be good. The tone was better than Doctor Whoever was in the current iteration that we had the past 2 years, but I'm hugely disappointed. And the dogs thing annoyed me as well. But I'm going to give it a 0 because it was awful, absolutely awful.
Well, it's going to take me ages to add this up, who viewers, I tell you.
You take your socks off for this one. Yeah.
Here's my. So I agree with everything that the panel has said. I've agreed with an awful lot of what you said in the chat tonight. Thank you very much for being with us. We're not done quite yet. But you mentioned it, Ian, and I've got this on my notes. This is the man that wrote The Waters of Mars.
Yeah.
Which is far better in an hour than 5 hours of this crap. And the question I'm going to ask, and you can answer me by popping it on a back of a postcard too, whose views, BBC Television Centre, London, W12 8QT, is what the hell has gone wrong with him?
I don't think he cares.
He doesn't. He just doesn't care about this. He's taking the money and running. And because he's living up to the reputation of he's the best television writer, as the BBC said to me in that response 2 years ago on Headlines, he's getting away with it. And it's got to stop. BBC Studios, it's got to stop. One of your biggest properties, one of the few you have left, is being slaughtered. Wake up.
But it was being slaughtered like quite some time ago, and they still haven't realised? Are they blind and deaf?
Yeah.
Well,
and they brought him in to save it, don't forget. By the way, George, before I come to you, 0 out of 10 for me on this one. 0 out of 10. Go on, George, what are you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say that I can't score it because I've not seen it, so I really couldn't say. But just on it being slaughtered, pick up on your point, Jodie. I know for absolute fact, because of associations I had with the BBC at the time, that the BBC were well aware during the Jodie Whittaker run that it was crashing and burning in a big, big way. But because they had made the stance, aren't we progressive? We've got a female doctor and all the rest of it. At all costs, it couldn't be seen to fail publicly. So they just basically rolled it in glitter and dressed it up as much as they possibly could, gritted the teeth until they got to the point where they say, right, now we can take it off the air without losing any face.
And then RTD, Catherine Tate and David Tennant had to open their big gobs. And here we are with a mess, a continuation of a mess, and it's due back Christmas 2026. We have a lot of scores on the ocean floor in the chat. The Forbidden Man is giving it, only 10. That was the worst score of the book-commenter. Sorry, Chris Lawley, 9 out of 10 for the first 2 episodes, 4 for the next, and 1 for the finale. Julie, thank you for joining us. Julie, P8S1U. RTD can't write women. He's never been able to. They're either saints or evil. It's a sin which everyone raved about exemplified this. He doesn't like or understand women. A lot of people are saying that now. I think, there's an awful lot of people coming to that conclusion. Paul PTA is saying, I used to work for Keep Britain Tidy. What went wrong with them? I don't know. Lex Kane is saying 0 out of 10. Now Barclay is Aquaman from DC or the Man from Atlantis. Plus RTD can't change the record. He's just doing the best of Doctor Who and spin-offs. It's like Groundhog Day to me. What else we got there? Funky1463 saying if Billy and Tennant aren't in the Xmas special, I'll be surprised. Don't forget, make sure you've subscribed and like the channel and stay with us through 2026 because there's going to be a lot of Doctor Who news and we're going to be here talking about it in headlines. So stay with us. PT Muzak, 0 out of 10, only for the behind the scenes production. John Roberts, 0 squared. Oh, ouch. Richard Brooks is saying a subterranean deep of 0. Robert Payne, 1 out of 10 for me, just for the camera crew. 0 out of 10, says PT Muzak, for the production. Again, like Doctor Who, it looked good. Certain scenes looked great.
Yeah.
It looked good. But could you see where the money was, all these alleged millions? I couldn't. Taxi fares, probably. Killbot, Kill, 0 out of 10. The odd lunch, maybe. I don't know. George United 7, nice to see you, 3 out of 10. It was such a shame. After the first episode, I was quietly excited. That is a shame. Dalek Zozo, 0 out of 10. Woodhouse 122, 2 fish fingers out of 10. The Carcass, 0 out of 10. Problem being is saying I didn't watch a scrap of it, so 10 out of 10 for me, you little. Sorry, JT, says Magic Stew. Good to see you, bud, again, and everyone else. Hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. You too, Magic Stew. PTA is saying 3 out of 10. It could have been substantially better. It could have been huge. It could have been huge. Funky is saying to us 0 out of 10. Yeah, and has made any episodes I give any points to now 0 out of 10 to. P. Ferreira, I mean, it was all right up until the part 3. 3 out of 10 from JWC Reviews. Derek Hart is giving it 0 out of 5. Jess is saying to us, allegedly, according to the latest Read the War Between the Land and the Sea, they were out of their depth. Ha ha ha. See what he did there. What else we got here? NPC Person 1, hello to you. Nice to see you. Welcome to Who's Views. Richard Brooks, 359, Gills for Thrills. What else we got? John Steed saying to us, rushed ending. RTD wrote this as we could all tell 3 at the most. Yeah. What else? Have we got any more for any more? Yes, Canuck guy. Nice to see you. 0 out of 10. Rancid fish food. 3 out of 10. So P. Ferreira is generous. Okay, fair enough. Dalek Zozo is saying eating dogs. What's the last straw? Since when did the Sea Devils do that? I think that's out of character for the Sea Devils.
Yeah,
I really do. It doesn't. You know, I'm going to go back and watch the 1972 Sea Devils now, and that's going to be in my head. Thank you for that, Russell. Thanks for that.
I was going to ask you, did anyone? I was wondering. I recognise the actor who played the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Was he in one of Russell's dramas on Channel 4? Was it Cucumber?
Yes, he was
or something?
in Cucumber.
Right, I thought I recognised him.
Yeah.
He's also in the thick of it as well.
Oh, is he? Right.
Was he?
Okay.
No, I don't remember that, but yeah, he was in that one. Jason Parker, it was unrateable. It's a complete non-event, not even a 0. Bin it. Funky 1463 saying, at least I enjoyed Beyond Paradise afterwards. Well, good for you.
So did I. Total cheese, but fabulous cheese.
G Gray 50 over there in Edinburgh, 1 out of 10. It was very disappointing, but the music was mostly okay. On the fence then, Ian. I don't remember the music. What else have we got here as well? Lex is saying to us, Merry Christmas, JT and friends. Have a blessed Christmas, and you're in my prayers, JT. Lex, thank you, Lex. That's very sweet.
Thank you, Lex. That's very kind. And to you too.
Thanks, Lex. Thank you. You too.
Thank you, mate. Problem being saying to Jodie, yes, they are, Jodie. They're deaf, mad, and blind.
But I don't think he can't just write. He can't just write women. I don't think he can write men either.
No.
Unless I think he can't write Alien anymore because he can't write the Doctor anymore either.
But Jodie prides himself on being able to write for somebody who identifies as a woman.
Or a fish.
Yeah, or a fish, yeah. 0 out of 10 from Steve Andrews, and Care Avon is with us. Hello, mate. How are you? It's good to see you. Oh, Jesus, I was planning to watch this from next week after finishing Torchwood's Miracle Day. That was bloody awful as well. Which have liked watching, but to hear this with this new series, oh my God, I think I will watch Humans instead.
Yeah.
None of us on this panel are going to recommend to you, the Who viewer, to go and watch this. Don't waste your time.
No, it really is 5 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah. It's like the Gatwa era of Doctor Who. Don't bother. Just don't bother. Save yourselves. We've done it for you. We've watched the crap so you don't have to. And in fact, if you want to go and watch our reviews, you can, because now we've watched part 5. That's it. The complete collection of The War Between the Land and the Sea is available for you here on the channel. Yes. Oh, you can see our reactions from part 1 to this particular one now.
Can I just raise a point looking at that slide there, JT?
Yeah.
Can't call the Sea Devils because that's offensive.
I know, and that's why I do it.
Yeah, but you can use the word witch in a title, The Witch in the Waterfall.
Yes.
Isn't that double standards?
It certainly is. Are we surprised from RTD, George? No, of course we're not, everybody. What else we got here? Morning all from Theodore Benton. Good morning to you. Nice to see you. You can go back and watch this show from the very beginning. You're going to love it. Tiptoe next, says Lee Smith. Not on this channel. We will not be watching it. We will not be reviewing it. John Mason is saying it's sunk. See what you did there, John? Yes, and you are not wrong. Noel Thrussell is coming in with a score 0 out of 10. I've nearly lost my will to live.
Yeah, I nearly lost my will to live as well.
Yeah.
I think you can actually show, you can see that we did as well through these part 5s, just like we did with the other.
Well, like I say, I nodded off. I wasn't sure if I nodded off or it was a coma. I'm not quite sure. But anyway.
Yeah. Any more for any more there? We've got one here for you, George, from P. Ferreira. George, I was against a female doctor after 50 years because I knew it was a woke decision, not a creative one. I knew it was going to fail, even though I was harassed for thinking it. That's why you're safe with us, P. Ferreira, on this channel, because that nonsense doesn't go on here. We won't have it.
I have to admit, I remember I kept an open mind about it until I saw an early trailer for the first Jodie Whittaker series, where she walked into a room, waggled a sonic screwdriver, and broke the glass ceiling.
That's right.
And then smirked directly into the camera. I just looked at it and thought, right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Because that proved that there was the agenda. Because they were going on, no agenda, no agenda. But breaking the glass ceiling, yes, there was.
yeah, you know, it wasn't, we've got these fantastic monsters, we've got these amazing stories, we've got these wonderful effects, we've got this bold reinvention of the character. No, we've got an agenda, and that's all we've got.
They've got the wrong priorities for this show. That's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally.
They
They've
really
used
have.
it to force a political message.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, goodness me, what a series this was, and not in a good way. These were our scores on the ocean floor. Part 1 got 20 out of 60. There were 6 of us on the panel that episode. There were also 6 of us for part 2, which got 15 out of 60. There were 5 of us for part 3 when it got 7, and there were 4 of us for part 4 when it got 6. There are 6 of us for this particular episode, the last one, and it's got -0.
And that's what it deserves.
Yeah.
What can you say? What can you say? Apart from a huge thank you to Kirsty, Lady of the Chat, to Third Doctor Ian, for Paul, to Emilio, to Jodie for putting yourselves through this new alleged Doctor Who spin-off, which just wasn't. What a waste of time it was. And quite frankly, they should be hanging their heads in shame. What a waste of money. It's no wonder that Disney has pulled out. And with that, that is the end of the Disney era. Thank God.
Hooray!
That's it. As I said at the top of the show, yes, it's all up from now on.
I'd say that's all, folks, but that's Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah. BBC and BBC Studios take the reins, as far as we know now, for Doctor Who's Christmas episode of 2026, which, God willing, we'll be here to look at in a year's time. Goes by so quickly, doesn't it? It really does. It really does. Yeah. What's left to say from us all now, except a huge thank you for joining in. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your emails, which reminds me that if you do want to get in touch, you can at whosviews1@gmail.com. whosviews1@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Keep in touch. And what to say now is have a fantastic, brilliant, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us throughout 2025. And thank you very much for joining us tonight. What a year it's been. And talking of which, stay with us. Make sure you're subscribed, because we'll be back after Christmas with your big show, Headlines. Stay tuned. More of that to come. To you guys, thank you so much for being with us. George, thank you so much for joining us for this Christmas.
Not at all a pleasure. An absolute pleasure.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We will see you on the other side. Take care of yourselves.
Merry
Wow.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Ta-ra, everyone. Bye-bye.